Welcome back, everybody, to the ninth episode of Unravel. Yes, I did. I just changed the title. Jesus. So, the
Yeah, the Unravel podcast.
Unravel podcast. Thanks, guys.
We need to do that.
Welcome back. We are going to be picking up where we last left off, unless we have any announcements, which I'm not pretty sure that we have. We're pretty lame these days. For everybody who wasn't paying attention last week, which might have been a couple because we went on for a bit longer than we expected, but I do not think you would necessarily forget everything that happened last time. After...
We did.
Oh, shit. Well, here we go. After you guys defeated a small camp of orcs, you had captured a priestess who claimed to be working for a powerful orcish warlord and who claimed to be essential to that individual and a very important bargaining tool. This could possibly have been because she wanted to keep herself alive. You're not 100% sure. After the orc army group showed up at Outpost Pomoria, they demanded to get their priestess back. In return, they would let everybody go unharmed, which Utzel had his doubts about after a pretty high insight check. You went to go and speak with the priestess once again, asking as to why she was so important to Korgak, the warlord. Her claiming that there was a prophecy saying that those who bring death will rule the world. And her eventually summoning this external planar creature to lead the orcs to victory against the elves of Dorelia. What you did is you took this priestess, you went to their camp, you negotiated for a short while, and were given the permission for the 5 of you to leave the outpost unharmed, as long as you gave back the priestess. You guys were escorted around the perimeter the orcs had set around the outpost and would be left and to go on your own way. But before that had happened, you all sprang a trap on the orcs that were escorting you, murdering most of them.
That was a great plan.
Yeah, before eventually sneaking your way back into the camp, killing a one of the groups that was patrolling and keeping an eye on the outpost itself, making sure that nobody would leave. You guys enter. You tell what happened, and eventually a plan was constructed in which the Pomoria Guard would all take groups of individuals, of adventurers that were staying within the outpost, and as you would all rush out of the gate, burst through the perimeter they had set around the outpost, leaving the outpost for them to take freely, but hopefully saving as many people as possible. Your group was one group that would be on their own, and of course Elkian, who had taken the horse off of the cart. Everybody would burst through the perimeter and then split up in the hopes that if you split up, they would not be able to track you as easily. So, you guys ran out of the outpost, going off-road into the jungle, finding a creature known as a Decapus that started attacking the rear of your caravan of people, slaughtering a few before it itself being very quickly killed before it was able to take Utzel with it. It had taken down a couple of people, but using a lot of spell slot and some healing potions, you managed to get everybody who was attacked by this creature back on their feet and moving again. Eventually, you do reach the perimeter where you were first halted by 2 orcs and an ogre that were trying to stop the train. You fought them off before eventually the hill giant that the orcs had also showed up, before eventually managing to just barely defeat it. You all continue with the rest of the caravan running through the perimeter. Eventually everybody splits off, Ardis and Kiala, the leaders of the Pomoria Guard, taking a group of civilians and just wishing you good luck before splitting off, leaving the 5 of you plus Elkian and his horse to continue running basically the rest of the day until you reach the edge of the jungle where it goes over into a bit more of a regular forest / open field area, where you all, very tired, started falling asleep. Where that's where we're going to be picking up with Elkian, who was going to be taking watch for the night. Everybody else passing out. Utsil, through his exhaustion, setting up a tent, and George just half awake, crawling into it.
Yeah, it was gonna. He didn't help.
He did. He
I
tried
remember
helping, and then he fell asleep.
He tried.
You all do have a long rest, but
Oh no, I don't like that butt.
I thought you loved beds.
I do. I mean,
Not those butts.
yeah.
I love the butts.
As you
Not in the
guys,
kind of however, because I don't like that word either.
as you guys are all asleep,
Elkian is gonna steal from us.
I think so too.
you all open your eyes as a lukewarm wind breeze washes over all of you. You must begin looking around, and you are not in the forest that you were in where you fell asleep.
I mean, I'm still in the tent, so.
No, you are not. The tent is not there. The 5 of you are all laying on your backs, most of your external equipment missing. Things such as bedrolls are not there. Everything else you have on your person is. There's
Okay.
no campfire. There's no Elkian, no horse. You find yourself standing in a desert of white. Just smooth rolling hills above you, a sky of pure black darkness. As you can see, just wind passing by, sometimes taking some of this white with it, just scattering across the further open plain. You have no idea where you are, but it is empty.
How warm is it?
Hello?
It is a
fuck happened?
it's a cold room temperature.
Okay.
Like you're not completely comfortable, but putting on a jacket is too much, basically.
Oh,
Okay.
so.
You yell
Kind
out
of fresh,
hello,
then.
and it kind of you expect it to kind of echo and reverb, but there's just simply it sounds very condensed. Everything as if you're in a very small room.
For this kind of weather, I suggest we use my new invention, the hoodie.
Exactly. It's good.
You mean like a hood, like you want in a cloak?
Yeah,
That's not really an
but
invention.
it's for inside.
Anyone have any
Okay.
idea what this place is?
It's a dream.
About my tent?
Good night.
It cost me a fortune.
I think so too, and I also tried to sleep.
As you guys lay there in an uncomfortable moment,
I stand up.
the
I make a snow angel in this end.
Start looking
Sure.
around, so.
it does not have the texture of sand necessarily.
What is it then?
Knife.
Go ahead and make either a medicine or an investigation check. Up to you.
And I make a check too.
Let's take medicine.
Sure, go for it. So medicine or investigation.
We're inside an Alaskan bullworm.
I'll take investigation.
14.
14,
16.
16,
And
Right,
try and walk around.
18.
18. Alright. Both of you, through different methods, find out rather shortly, taking a closer look at this, it's not sand, but it is bone meal.
What?
Ground up bones, basically. Bone
Uh,
dust.
Killing a lot of skeletons.
And you have been making a, you have indeed
I
been
said
making
that.
an elf in this.
That's so
As
fun.
the weirdo I am, I of course take a vial and fill it with the bone meal.
Sure.
Oh.
I will look
Angie.
around, see if I can.
Yeah, Angie also
See
stood
someone.
up and started walking around. Angie, you look around for a moment. Eventually also looking up at the sky. And as you do, a set of massive burning eyes just open up. The crackling fire just staying there as these eyes look down upon your group, illuminating you in a warm reddish light. All of you now notice this, and a voice speaks out to all of you.
You thwart me at every opportunity. Even when it's so much easier to walk away. It is clear I have underestimated you. But I will test your mettle. See what we're dealing with.
Now noticing over the edges of the hills that surround the location you're standing in, dark figures begin appearing before shifting into the dim light in which most of this area is covered in. I would like for all of you to tell me where in this vast, open, empty space you wish to be.
Important question. Will we like have?
You have all of your equipment,
long
not
rest?
your. You would yes. You have a long rest. You're full everything.
Okay.
So-
You have
Good.
all of your
You didn't-
equipment
you didn't
except
have
for
any
your
time to
tent
prep
slash
any environment.
bedrolls.
Well, it wasn't my thing.
Well, so yeah,
I
but
was
so it's not your problem.
I was sleeping in my bedroll in my backpack.
You are what now?
You would be choking on no oxygen at this point.
No,
I mean,
okay, I'll explain. I rolled my bedroll into my backpack and then crawled inside and had my head stick out.
Interesting.
What I
yeah,
did.
you wouldn't have the bedroll or backpack then, but still have equipment, I suppose. I don't know. It's this is cool.
1 second.
I would be going to George, trying to wake him up, just kicking him.
Mm-hmm.
George just lays
Oh,
on the
get up.
ground. He's prone. Just. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. It's just a dream.
It's a
We'll be right back.
nightmare!
I'll grab and pull him up.
You pull him up to his feet. He's not happy with that. So,
He
the
was
5 of
smacking
you
from
are
his face.
standing in this open space. If there's any way you wish to rearrange yourself rather than just standing in a group, let me know.
Yeah, next to George, because it would be helping him get up.
So we have George. Next to that we have Utsil.
I don't know where the rest would be though.
I just stood up and I was pretty close to George because we both lay
Okay.
down.
So
But
you're
I
pretty
stood up
close,
because
but not
I-
exactly.
Was really shocked that it was all made of bones.
Yeah. So I will just place. Yeah. Is there any? If there are any specific place, let me know.
Bless you.
Like behind them, but like 10 feet, 15 feet behind them. Yeah, like that.
Okay. 0.
I'm just standing. I'm just standing wherever I was standing where next to Bree, I think.
Next to Bree, very well. Both of you just figured out that most of this place is made out of bone meal, so that makes sense. So, now as these dark shapes slowly start making their ways towards you, I would like for all of you to roll for initiative.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Rolls
Oh, no.
room.
Oh god.
Wow!
What's going on with your rolling?
Whee! Whee!
Told you it's just a dream. I rolled a natural 20.
Mhm.
That
Because
doesn't
you're because you have superior powers in your dreams.
happen. Yeah, and George just lucid dreaming. That's what this is.
Mm,
Then I wish to fly, and Bree tries to fly.
it does not work.
I get my head
Oh,
in the...
what?
Only George can do that.
Why? Is it your
'Cause it's his
dream we're in?
Yeah, of
Wow.
course it is. I mean, George is convinced that it's the case.
I mean, you can be convinced about that. That's fine. I'm not saying that you are or are not right.
He's right.
What kind of stuff are those?
What you just see now is slightly darker shapes than the rest of the fields around you, like making their way through the bone meal, like leaving trails of dust behind them. So you can kind of see like a snow muddy digging under snow, almost. It's kind of what you see.
Strength vacuum.
The what?
What? Nothing.
Alright. So, initiatives. Let me roll myself, because I gotta do that as well.
Okay, I just gotta leave for a second because your camera's not loading for me.
Okay, go for it. Let's see. And
Go.
Alright. 25 to 20.
I got a 20,
20 for George.
which is, I guess, natural. That
Okay, means
matters.
you're all the way at the top. Yeah, natural 20s means you're all the way at the top, and natural 1 you're all the way at the bottom. No matter the modifier. Unless there's multiple natural 20s or multiple natural 1s. 15 to 10.
18.
Oh wait, 11.
Oh wait, hold up.
19.
0 with an
Oh, wait.
18? 0, what's your
I had
dexterity?
19, by the way.
+1.
Wait, oh wait,
I
hold
have
up. Utsil with
dex.
19. Okay, hold up. Sorry,
Yeah.
1 second. So first,
I didn't hear 22
19.
to 15.
You didn't say that.
Sorry, 20 to
You didn't
19.
say-
So we have 19 for Utsil, 18 for Zira, but Zira, your dexterity's 12, right?
Yep.
Alright. $18 for Zira, 18 for... Alright, 15 to 10 now.
11.
Very well, 11 for Angie.
Sucks I didn't roll a natural 1 because or a 1 because then I had to roll again.
What'd you roll, Bree? 2?
A 6,
6.
including my modifier though.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you
Doesn't
rolled
totally
a
suck,
2
but-
plus your modifier. Yeah, okay. Or
No,
No.
I rolled a 4 plus my modifier.
4. Okay, very well.
Yep.
Top of the round, George. You see these 4 things just quickly dashing their way towards you. It is particularly difficult to see in the low light condition that most of this area is in. The area kind of around you is just slightly illuminated by the 2 large burning eyes above you.
Alright, Utsil. Sure, it's just a dream. Okay. I'll do what I must.
I can't respond.
And George will walk towards the one in front of him. To the,
10 feet.
and then, using a bonus action, a spiritual weapon
My dumbass
Goes-
forgot to grab all the spell conditions.
Well,
1 second.
it goes somewhere next to him. And then on
Alright, 1
there
second.
will be 2
Spiritual
attacks
weapon.
made.
Where do you want to put spiritual weapon?
somewhere next to the ghost, the shadow.
Mm-hmm. The one you're standing in front of?
Yeah, that's good.
Alright,
And then 2 attacks are made.
go for it.
So first one with the hammer.
Go for it.
So
mean
a
your
spiritual
hammer?
weapon.
Oh, spiritual weapon.
I'll do the spiritual weapon first.
Go for it.
It's a natural 1.
That misses.
Spiritual weapon.
So there, the spiritual weapon just that's for show. I mean, it's a dream. You know, you can't quite concentrate. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
The
you rolled a
Warhammer
20 though.
is a 16 to hit.
16 does it.
Okay. That's good.
I call it.
For a total of 7 points of damage.
What type of damage?
It'd be magical bludgeoning.
Very well.
Because it's still the +1.
What are these?
Okay, magical bludgeoning damage.
Shadows,
Yep.
maybe?
Very well. And it's 7 magical bludgeoning damage?
Yep, just 7.
Okay. So first the massive spiritual weapon just misses completely. And then you yourself grab this warhammer. You just see like this slight trail being moved through the bone meal floor. So you just smack it into the ground. You leave this small crate just dashing in every direction. But whatever was coming at you did stop in its tracks. After that, Utsil, it's your turn.
Okay. I will move up to the thing on the bottom of the screen.
This one?
Yeah, the one closest.
Alright, move 10 feet. You also approach this like rapidly approaching form.
I will rage and as
Okay.
bonus action and try to hit him once.
Go for it. So you are raging.
17
17 does hit.
for 10 points of damage.
This is exactly what type of
Magic-
damage?
Magical bludgeoning damage. I am assuming I have the gloves or the gauntlets.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
They are at
that's
the moment not
magical.
illuminated, because that takes a bonus action, but you do have them.
Yeah, but I can see anyway, so.
Alright, so similar to George, you just bunch into the ground. You leave this slightly bigger crater as dust just scatters in every direction. But also, whatever's coming towards you is halted in its tracks. After that, you all see rising from the dim light nearby, out of the bone meal, this much larger shadow-like shape, almost this humanoid form where there's a head wearing long black robes that almost defy gravity as they swirl around its head. It all of you, let's see, within 30 feet, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, okay, all of you just hear these very vague signs of speech, just like just form its way through the area around you. I would need
We're in
everybody
danger.
to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Not this fucker.
Mm-mm.
I think I know what this might.
I love playing against the DM who knows what I'm throwing against him, especially if it's a bad thing.
Well, my roll isn't that great.
Let's
It isn't
go.
Good.
It's a
Oh,
wisdom
mine-
saving throw. Come on, Cleric, you should be pretty good at this.
I should
Yeah,
be, but
you
know,
should be.
Okay,
It's a 10 for me.
alright, 10
How
for
is
you.
my roll better than yours?
Alright, so George got a 10. Bree, what did you get?
12.
12. Okay, Angie, what did you get?
Let's hope.
1.
0, what did you get?
12.
Oh god, Utsil, what did you get?
A 6.
We're
Okay,
all failing, I hear it.
I don't have enough rings for this. I don't have that many yellows. One second, I'm gonna grab some
Oh,
reds.
God.
Alright, so George, Bree, Zira, Angie, Utsil, all of you are, as of this moment, stunned.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You also,
Right.
Let's see.
Breeze out of here. No, wait, I'll come back. Just need to grab something.
All of you also suffer 10 points of psychic damage.
What? That bitch!
So all of you take 10 points of psychic.
Ah, yes. Okay.
No, psychic.
Yes, psychic damage. You do take full.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
that sucks.
Oh, wait.
Done.
So, after that turn, Zira, it is your turn. Your turn passes. You are no longer stunned at the end of your turn, but that is where your turn ends.
Okay, cool.
After you, Zira. Oh. All of these moving things that were just charging at you. One of them that wasn't completely in front of somebody yet moves up to Bree. Another one
Oh,
moves
of
up
course.
to Angie. The other ones are already in front of you. They kind of disappear in the darker surroundings around you. But it very much depends on all of you guys' passive perceptions. So let's check.
I've got a 14.
George, what is your passive perception?
Never mind.
Same as Utsil. 14.
14. This one, you know that it's somewhere around you, but you have no idea where. Bree, what is your passive perception?
Also 14.
Also 14. You are still very well aware that the creature right there is in front of you. Angie, what is your
Okay.
passive perception?
9.
9. The creature in front of you is still around you somewhere, but you are not exactly sure where it is. And Utsil, you have a 14 passive perception. You still know exactly where that creature is.
Hey.
As they hid as their bonus action in the dim light surrounding you all, they're all going to try and hit you with their strength
course.
drains. Having advantage against everybody except for Utsil and Bree.
Hey.
Why?
So, first, George, on you with advantage. That is a 15 to hit.
Nope.
Very well. So you see it it shoots out kind of like almost behind you, around you. It just rises from the darkness. I would say it probably moved around you to try and get the upper hand on you. It reveals itself. You see the hands trying to, almost in a way of like an incantation, almost try to suck the life out of you in a very similar way to a Dementor. But you turn around to it immediately, managing to pull yourself back and being without the reach of this attack, and it having no effect on you.
Well,
After
George
that-
would do that if he wasn't stunned.
You are stunned, which will also give advantage, but you're right. You're stunned. Would you give it an advantage, but it missed already.
Yeah. The arm.
Bree,
Misses.
against you, because you are stunned, you don't get advantage, but you do see where it is. That is a 23 to hit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So as this
Of course that
Dementor-like
hits.
creature just comes out of the bone meal in front of you, does the same movement. You feel your strength is being sapped from your body. You suffer.
Come on, tell me.
7
how
points
much?
of necrotic damage.
Oh, 7.
What is your strength score?
Well, that's not the worst.
Oh no. Oh, my strength is decreasing, of course. My strength is 10.
Your strength is now 8.
Why?
Because it
Stupid
literally
thing.
sucks the strength out of you.
Wow.
Next one against Angie. Still with advantage because you are stunned, but also because it was hidden. A 23 to hit.
Hits.
You suffer 12 points of necrotic damage. And your strength is reduced by 4, going from 13 to 9.
Oy.
Utsil, against you, you're also still stunned, so it is still with advantage. A natural 20.
Yeah, no, that hits.
Here we
Which
go.
means you suffer 16 points of necrotic damage, half to 8, because you're resistant to everything but psychic.
Mhm.
And your strength, which is more important for you because you also use strength to attack, is reduced by 4, going from 20 to 16.
That pretty much sucks.
After the shadow's turn, Angie, it is your turn. Your turn ends the moment your stun fades. So you're no longer stunned, but your turn ends. After Angie,
Yay.
Bree, it is your turn. Bree, your stun ends, but that's also where your turn ends. Top of the round, George, your stun ends, but that's also where your turn ends. Utsil, your stun ends, but that's also where your turn ends.
You're
Jeez,
just
that was
torturing
first
us. Really? Oh my god.
Okay, doesn't get that ability back. Into 3 creatures.
Then
you get-
Then it's gonna do it all over again, right?
The large shadowy figure with the flowing robe kind of targets Zira, Bree, and George, the ones closest to it. I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Of course.
As in your head,
Because
you hear
last
these.
time they were so good.
Inside your head, you hear these telepathic sounds of a voice just still coming back, like, "You're all going to die here."
Yeah,
Just
we're all going to
whispering.
die indeed.
Thanks for
But
the
not
heads up.
today.
So, George, what'd you get?
Oh, it also targeted me.
George, Bree, and
look.
Zira.
Yep.
Oh.
It's a wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw.
Well, it's an 11.
I rolled good. He didn't even target me. Sad.
Yeah, that's super sad.
So
Can I
sorry,
have your
George. What
roll
did you?
then?
Sorry, George. What did you get?
I mean, if
An 11.
11 is a failure. You suffer 6 points of psychic damage. Because you're standing alone, nothing else happens. Bree, what did you get?
A 19.
19 is a success.
Yay!
Nothing
Do I still
happens to
take
you.
damage though?
Nothing happens to you. Zira,
Great.
what did you get?
I don't suppose I could have Utsil's roll.
I don't think so.
I mean,
Well, then I have an 8.
8. Zira, you suffer 11 points of psychic damage. And I would like for you to make Zira takes out her dagger in a very familiar fashion.
Oh,
And Zira, I would
no.
like for you to make an attack with your dagger against Bree. As
No!
you hear these voices inside your head, kill your friends if you want to live. And for a moment, the fear takes control over you. So go ahead and make an attack roll.
I do like to make. Oh, that's an 8. Thank God.
Great!
So Bree, you
I
look
would
to your
like
right
to make
after.
The case. I'm more afraid of hurting my friends than dying myself, so I would rather stab myself. I like to make that case.
Very well. That's not what happened. Bree, you push away these whispers out of your head, but you turn to Zira, who you see in complete fear just stab at you. You quickly stab backwards. Luckily, no effect, but that got close. Okay. Top of the... No, after that, Zira, it is your turn. Now, no longer being stunned. What do you want to do?
Oh. Which one can I see though?
You are standing right here. So you can see most of them except for this big one.
Ah, the big one. That's exactly the one I wanted to shoot. But I'll shoot the one in front of in front of George.
In front of George, very well.
Yeah. Because I feel like shooting him. I have the wrong page open. Wait, there. Because I'm gonna use my very trusty acid spray. The
Acid
one with the
spray,
attack roll
very well.
spray, yeah. Not the gun.
Not the
spray.
gun. No, you have acid
Acid
splash,
spray,
acid
not the
spray,
gun.
and acid gun. They are different things.
Gun, yeah. There are 3 different things. So I will make the attack roll with it.
Go for it.
Oh well, wow, that's a 12 to hit.
12 does hit.
Yay!
So, you fire
Woo!
at
Be covered
this-
in acid!
You fire at this area of shadow, and you manage to hit the area. It's technically covered in acid. Alright. After that, it is their turns. Let's see. All of them are going to try and hide in the bone meal dim light. So, yeah, same as last time, against your passive perceptions. George, your passive perception of 14. You still know where the one next to you is. Bree, with your passive perception of 14, right? Yes.
Yep.
You also still know where it is. Angie, your passive perception of 9. You have no idea where this one is.
It's stealth.
That's
And
fair.
Utsil, with your 14, you also have no idea where this one is.
Pretty good
After-
at hiding.
After that, they will all attempt their life drain ability once again. First against you, George,
Yeah.
for a 9 to hit, which I
Nope.
imagine does not. Then against Bree with an 11,
Fails!
also misses. Very well. And after that, against Angie with advantage, a 15.
Hits.
Okay.
Yes.
In that case, you suffer 10 points of necrotic
So-
damage.
Oh, bud. I look really bad again.
And your strength is reduced by 1, going from 9 to 8.
I suppose the one that attacked George, once they attack George, takes damage now?
Not yet, because we're not out of their turn yet.
Ah.
And the final one, standing near Utsil, but he is not sure where, is going to attack you with an 18, Utsil. Which I assume
I
hits.
think that hits.
Utsil, are you here?
Yeah.
You were attacked by an 18.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I was.
You were zoned out for a
I was
moment,
zoned
right?
out.
I could see
Yeah.
that. Well, you suffer 8 points of necrotic damage, and your strength is once again reduced by 4, bringing you from 16 to 12.
No, I suffered 4 points of necrotic damage, but thank you.
4 points of necrotic damage, and your strength is brought down by 4 again to 12.
Holy fuck.
And now? No damage?
Now, it does suffer acid damage, so go ahead and roll. Your 1d4.
3 points of acid damage!
Alright. You notice
like we should
that
talk
it
about
being
the
a shadow and not so much a corporeal thing, it does not seem to do as much damage as you would hope.
Of course not, but at least it did damage.
That is true. Okay. After them, Angie, it is your turn. By the way, Angie, a 15, if you used shield, it would have brought your AC up to 16. It's maybe smart to mark next to your normal armor class where your armor class is with shield, so you can remember.
Yes.
Well, it happened.
Well, yeah, it happened, I'm just saying.
I will firebolt the.
He's standing
Oh,
right
wait,
next to
I
you
will-
if you want to do that.
Yeah, a shocking grasp.
Alright, go for it, make an attack roll.
Let me see. That's a 20.
20 hits.
Pardon.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Yes. That is 1d8
8.
lightning damage.
Alright. You notice, similar to Zira, as it's not so much the corporeal thing, your lightning, although it does shoot out and it does hit, does not do as much as you would hope.
Does he have no reaction though? Does
You're
that
not-
still
you're
count?
You're not sure.
I will try and step away.
Okay.
Otherwise, I will be dead anyways.
You step
so-
away, and it does not
Yes.
get its reaction.
Okay, nice.
You just step back 5 feet, that's it?
No. I step further towards Bree and Zira.
So, here.
Yeah.
Okay, very well.
Yes.
After Angie, Bree, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
Barrel's pride all the way!
Okay, very well. Bonus action, you cast Barrel's Pride. You are concentrating.
Yeah! Let's go! And I want to attack the one that attacked me, because I still feel some vengeful feelings.
Go for
And
it.
I want to attack him with my rapier. But I use my charisma. So it's a +6 to hit. It's a natural 20! Hey!
Natural 20. That definitely hits, yeah.
So I have 2d8. Does that mean I get 4d8? Or does it...
You can either roll 48 or you can double your 2d8. It's up to you.
Okay, I will double my 2d8. Plus 4. It's 8 plus 8 is 16. Doubled is 32. Plus 4 is 36 points of damage. Magical piercing damage.
And combined with force, right? From Barrel's Pride.
Oh yeah, of course, yes.
Alright, with
And
that,
the
you
force
quickly
damage.
swish forward with your rapier, carving through the shadow, and it just dissipates. It is
Nice!
dead. The shadow just kind of disappears into the darkness around you.
That was a lot of damage.
Anything else?
Well, it disappeared, so I'm just standing right there, I think.
Yeah,
Wait,
very well.
no, wait, I see that thing. I don't see that thing because it's a shadow, but I felt something happened. No, but she doesn't know that. Okay,
No,
I'm just
you can see all these enemies if you wish to move towards any of them.
Yes, but I can't see the big bad, and I think she wants to move away because she has to make another saving throw, but Bree doesn't know that, so...
Wait, what?
Sky knows that. That's metagaming.
I mean, you can move wherever you want to. I don't see. Hold up. Who's running from where? You can see the big guy. He's over here.
Can I see that guy?
Yes.
Okay, then I want to run away from that.
Okay, where do you want to run to?
A little more to the right, but not to that big fella
You
on
want
the
to
right. So a
run
little
this
bit.
way
No,
or that way?
little more to you because
Me.
yeah,
So here.
yeah, and then a little bit further to the
There.
right,
We're there.
a little further, and then a little further. If that's okay, yes.
Okay, very well. You make your way over there. After Bree, top of the round, George, it is your turn. No longer stunned. What do you want to do?
Alright. There's a little bit of a glitch there in the dream. So the spiritual weapon will move towards the shadow
Right.
that's next to George. And will attempt to hit it.
Go for it.
Would a 10 to hit? Jesus Christ, I have
10
not rolled higher than 5.
Does not hit. The hammer just moves past, no effect.
So, in that case... I mean... Utzel isn't looking too good.
Nope.
So, third time's the charm. He'll do one of... As a little spark bops, a ball of light comes up and he boom, guiding bolt the guy, or attempt to guiding bolt the guy next to Utzel.
Go for it. Make your attack roll.
That is a 22 to hit,
22 hits.
which will deal a total of, I believe, 46.
Yes, 46 radiant damage. And it is marked, so you gain advantage on your next attack against it.
Yeah. So that will deal no plus that. 10 points of radiant damage.
Alright, 10 points of radiant damage. The one next to Utsil, as you fire the ball of light, the guiding bolt, you just burst through it, immediately destroying it in a just burst of light the moment it hits it. You figure that was significantly more effective than anything else you've tried so far.
Well, that's good to know. In any case, George will walk sort of to the side of Utsul, but next to his spiritual weapon, so like around the shadow.
Okay. So that way.
Yeah, and then a little bit more towards Utsul. Kind of like blocking the
There.
path. Yes.
Very well.
That's it.
After George, Utsil, it is your turn now with a strength of 12.
I'm still gonna go flank the guy.
I know that's
That
fine.
is
So you go
that is
5,
attacking,
10, 15, 20.
attacking
George,
George, and I will try to attack him twice.
go for it.
I don't have any shortcuts for this. One second. Wow. The first one is an 8 to hit.
8 to hit. 8
Yeah.
does not hit.
Second one is a natural 20 to hit.
Natural 20 does hit.
That's good. That one doesn't get any strength damage anyway, so that doesn't matter. So that's a 6, which makes it 12 plus 2 is 14, so there's 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Very well. With that, you punch this one. This one also scatters completely into the light and just dissipates. Also dead.
Nice.
Right? After
Yeah, that's
Utsil.
I will move.
Yeah?
I'll move a little closer to George. I can still move 5 feet, right?
There?
Yeah.
Hey, very well.
Right back.
Bless you.
At this point, you'll once again hear the large form just reach out to most of you. Angie, Utsil,
Yes.
and
Oh.
George. I would like for all of you to make a wisdom saving throw. As you all hear the whispers once again enter into your minds. For some of you,
Well,
not that
third time's the charm.
Exactly.
No,
Utsil's
it's not.
still in the bathroom.
We'll wait for him. But we'll see. We have 2 people right here. Angie, what did you get?
10.
10 is a fail. George, what did you
I
get?
know.
13.
13 is also just barely a fail.
No.
Both of you suffer 5 points of psychic damage. And Angie,
I'm really bad, by the
you
way.
hear this voice in your head going, "Kill your friends."
Of course.
And you grab your quarterstaff, and I would like for you to make a melee attack against Zira. With your strength of 8, gives you a +1 on the attack.
Yes, it
So
does.
just D20 plus 1.
indeed. I know. That's a 3.
Alright, so Zira, you barely step out of the way in time as Angie's quarterstaff just smacks into the bone meal soft ground below you. It's very similar to what you just almost did to Bree. George, on the other hand, George, I would like for you to make a melee attack against Utsil.
Can't argue with the dream voice.
And Utsil, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, by the way.
Yeah, sure. 10.
No, it's a 10 again.
10? 10 misses Utsil,
Yeah.
but Utsil also
Yeah.
rolled a 10. Utsil, you suffer 5 points of psychic damage, which are not halved, and I need you to make a melee attack against George, as you hear a very similar voice in your head going, "Kill that iron friend."
Okay.
Very well. Very well.
I don't have that much plus. It's
No,
still
you have-
it's a 15. but
15
that
to
won't
hit. So George swings at you. You try to go back, but both of you just kind of hit you. You dodge it out of the way. You hit George's armor. No effect.
You've become weak.
Yeah. After that, Zira, it is your turn.
Ah, yes. Let's see, how many are still standing there? that I
There's
can see?
one regular shadow still standing over here, and then the larger guy that is whispering to all of you over here.
We'll go for the larger one.
Hey,
Because
What do you
I
wanna do?
think that one is the biggest of a bitch. So
we'll see.
I'm
I think
gonna
so too.
acid spray it because I
Acid
like
spray.
making a tackle, but that said it's a 9, so that's not gonna work.
Alright, you fired the acid and it just misses completely and just harmlessly hits the ground behind it. No effect. Anything else?
Like, just shake my head. Still foggy in there.
After Zira, it is the one remaining shadow's turn. This shadow will slowly make its way towards Zira, and is going to attempt to attack you with its life drain ability.
Sure,
For
go
an
ahead.
11 to hit.
Oop, sorry.
Right.
Good boy now.
After it tries to hit you with the life drain, it notices it misses and it just dissipates into the
Oh, no.
bone meal darkness around you. Let's see, 14. Anybody with a 14 passive perception can still see where it is. Anybody below that cannot. What is your question, Bree?
No, I was just saying that my passive perception is 14.
That's fine. Yeah, don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Anybody with
Don't have a
with a 14, meaning George, Utsil, and Zira, still know where he is, but Angie and Zira both do not. After that, Angie, it is your turn. The one standing in front of you, you have no idea where it went, but the other larger floating guy is still there.
Where's the other floating guy? I can see
The
it.
larger floating guy is over here. That's that one.
Okay.
Shadow is
then
that
I
one,
will.
which you do not know where he is.
I do not know where that is, so I will firebolt the shadow, the other one, the one I can see.
Go for it. You took a long rest, by the way. Like, you have spell slots.
I mean, oh wait. Yeah.
I've just noticed that you've only been using cantrips so far. Like, you've taken a long rest. You have all your spell slots.
That's true.
Slightly significant detail.
Let me see. I cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Okay. Where do you want to cast it?
Next to the special guy.
Alright, the special guy basically looks like a Dementor, by the way, for you. But okay.
Yeah. Is it a bonus action to make an attack with the
Well,
Maximilian Earthen
it's an action to cast, yes?
Yeah, it is.
Then it immediately also does the thing, I would say.
Okay. I will try and
So that's a strength saving throw, right?
indeed. With DC 14.
DC 14 strength saving throw. Very well. Let's see. It is not particularly strong. That is a 14, though. Which means that it does make
Jesus.
it. It just...
But
the hand just tries to grab it, and it just phases through it, no effect.
Can
Ah,
it even
shit!
be grappled?
Technically, it's restrained. But you don't know until you try.
One moment, because I think I have one potion left, but I don't know. For sure.
You should put that down.
Yeah, you gotta write that
I
shit down.
know.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, okay.
And I don't.
By the way, Bree, it is your turn now. Now you notice Angie's squabbling through her backpack, trying to find or her satchel, trying to find any sort of a potion. She cannot. What do you want to do?
Healing word all the way on her.
Hi, go ahead, make a healing word.
It's a 1d
D4.
1d4 plus my charisma, so that's 1d4 plus 4, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Yeah. 6 hit points you regain.
Alright.
That's nice.
It's probably
There you
double
go.
from what you had now. That's your bonus action, Bree.
Yep, and I want to attack the big guy with my rapier, and I run to him.
Okay, you 10 feet, start dashing towards him. The little rapier, he's hanging like a foot off the ground, so you have to slice upwards slightly.
Let's try to hit.
Go for it.
25 to hit.
Easily.
Still said it's not natural 20 though.
Mhm.
But okay. 2d8 plus 2 makes 15 points of force and magical piercing damage.
Okay, 15 points. Alright, with that you stab through it, leaving like this small hole of light kind of just around it. You see the whole body just shift and make its way around it.
I have
trying
a
to like
question.
avoid it. Yes.
Is that +2 the right modifier?
No, it's not. It's plus 4. Sorry.
Very
It
well.
is.
So an additional
Thank
2 points of
you.
damage.
Why is it so hard?
that up.
It's
to
really
get
not
this
that
right?
difficult.
Just
No,
keep
but
it in
I
mind.
just can't remember.
Note
Right.
it down somewhere.
I have it written down somewhere, but I keep reading this wrong.
After Bree, top of the round, George, it is your turn. You
Really
still
stupid
you still
then.
kind of see the shadow, but also the big guy there.
Yeah. Well, this shadow was that in any way, shape, or form already attacked by one of my allies?
That specific one has not. That one has attacked Angie, and Angie has ran away from it.
Hmm.
No,
Or
I
actually,
have
no,
attacked it.
no. Sorry, you have attacked it. Angie attacked it with a lightning grasp or lightning.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, I
Well-
confused it with the one that got killed instantly. Hadn't crossed
Yes.
out its hit points yet. Yes, it has been
Alright.
attacked.
In that case, my plan won't change.
Okay.
The spiritual weapon will move towards the. I mean, he's kind of small, but the whispering.
He's actually larger,
whispering
the
go-
mini is not. But okay. He
Mm-hmm.
goes
But
5,
from what I
10,
can see.
15 feet. The hammer just
Yep, that's fine.
flies over.
And with that, he'll try. Will he hit? Natural 1. No, he will not.
That does not hit.
He's been just a scenery piece in this battle.
It's been looking very nicely.
But
So
George
it's very
will cast-
visible, you know. It's a little nice looking hammer
Yeah,
that's
shush,
moving around,
shush.
but it's not done anything.
I will use my action for a bless.
Right, very well. Bless. Who are you blessing?
Well, I
Do
think
Utsil,
Utsil could
please.
use one. He looks pretty rough. Angie, I've heard, has some trouble. And Zira, because, you know.
Okay, very well.
You protect her with your life, actually.
And then about the protection
Because he loves
part,
me so much.
George is sort of like gonna back up, full movement.
Your full movement?
He's
5,
let
10,
him outta
15,
here.
20,
Holy
25,
fuck, George!
25 feet, and you're just barely
I'd
off the
say
battle
m-
map.
I say make it like a little, like maybe 10 feet less, so that I'm still in the battle map, I guess.
There you are.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright.
Keep it that way.
Such a crybaby.
After George, Utsil, it is
Wow.
your turn. Now blessed. What do you want to do?
Yee. I want to run up to the bigger dude.
Alright. 5, 10 feet.
I can flank it, right?
You are flanking it.
Nice. I will try to hit it twice.
Go for it.
At your D4.
Next to the massive hammer that has not done anything yet today.
Nice. Spicy. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20 hits. But I also
I
see
mean,
a
did
7.
you add the D4?
I'm flanking, so I've.
You have advantage. Very well. You can also add a d4, but natural 20 does help.
Yeah, I figured I don't really need to.
You don't need to
add-
roll it. It's fine.
Yeah. That's 4, which makes it a 7
Well,
damage on the first attack.
Alright, you punch through with the glove. The whole like shadow can just hits as if you hit smoke and it just moves out of the way. Maybe it hurt it. You're not sure. It's a cloud of smoke person.
And for the second attack, that's an 11. I don't think
you get
adding
a D4?
will work. Yeah, that's 12.
12 just barely does not hit. Just barely.
Damn. Sad.
Anything else?
No, that's my turn.
Alright. After Utsul, it is that creature's turn. Oh, that's no roll. That's a 3. Alright. Fair, well, whatever.
Huh.
It is going to reach out to you, Utsil, the weakened dwarf with you have a lot more loose skin hanging now that there's so much muscle missing.
No.
It's true.
Strong boy. Yeah.
It's going
So
to attempt
sad.
to touch you with a maddening touch for a 17 to hit.
Hits.
Oh. You suffer 20 points. Jesus Christ. 20 points of psychic damage.
Holy
Damn
fuck.
it.
Are you down?
No.
Barely.
No. No, I'm
Not
not.
even close.
He's
I
fine.
am close though, so.
But that's
Yeah,
it,
you're
luckily.
barely
So
down.
one of its hands just reaches out and touches like right like on the forehead, and you just feel this immense headache set in. And you suffer 20 points. So after that, Zira, it is your turn. You have no idea what this one is because of your too low
Well-
crowd perception.
And I'll just have to attack the other one.
Very well. Go for it.
So I'm gonna acid spray it. And I am so lucky my allies are standing next to it.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's wow, that's an 11. Oh my god.
You are blessed.
Oh wait, no, that's not. That's not an 11 indeed. That's 14.
Don't forget your d4s. 14 does hit.
Ooh, yay! Covered in acid. Burn, baby.
It is indeed covered in acid. Alright, after that Zira's turn, it is the one remaining Shadow's turn. So Zira, as you fire the acid spray towards the larger creature that is floating there, you manage to hit it, but behind you, Angie, you now notice this shadow emerging from the dim light around you, and it's going to attack Zira. With advantage, that is an 18 to hit,
Ah,
because it was hidden.
yeah, that will just hit me.
Alright, very well. You suffer. 11 points of necrotic damage.
Ouch.
And your
Ooh.
strength is reduced by 4, going from 6
Oh,
to 2.
Oh my god. That's really low.
After
I can
which,
barely
the
carry myself.
The shadow slowly once again sinks in its darker surroundings. And I assume nobody has a passive perception higher than 19, yes?
No.
None of you know where this creature is. But after that, it is Angie's turn.
Yes. Let's see. I want to cure wounds myself.
Go for it.
Bum. That's 1d8 plus 5. That's 11.
11.
11.
Very well. You heal 11 hit points.
And then I want to try with the maximum earthen grasp to grapple the smoke person once again.
Alright, that's a strength saving throw, right?
DC 14.
Right. That's an 8. You
Um,
see the hand reach for this smoke person and definitely grab it, but it just phases through it as if nothing was there. This creature is immune to being restrained.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
After that, Angie.
Okay.
After Angie, Bree, it is your turn.
So the one in front of me disappears. But
No.
when I look to the
This
left...
one you cannot see. That one you
Oh,
can.
the other one is... Oh, that's still visible. Well,
Yes.
let's stab him again.
Alright, go for it.
Now I'll use the right modifiers. For fuck's sake. It's a 25 to
can
hit.
just keep using the wrong ones if you want.
25 does hit.
Why were you
Sorry, that was just me burping.
hesitating?
And now 25 hits. You're good. You're fine. Go for it.
Okay. 16 points of force and magical piercing damage.
Hey, you are... No, you're not blessed. Hey, 16. How do you want to do
Yep.
that?
I wanna pierce it through it. Yeah, the shape where its head would be.
Alright, so you leap up slightly, quickly jabbing forward the force imbued rapier as you quickly just jab through the head. The whole, just the entirety of its nearly incorporeal body just dissipates in a cloud of bursting smoke as it dies.
Nice.
Indeed. After Bree, George, it's your turn.
So
There
seeing
seems
that
to be
one-
nothing around, although Zira
Well, I
is
saw
not
the
doing
one-
well.
I
Go.
clearly saw one sort of disappear, and I've keep an eye, and I know they're still there.
Mm-hmm.
So I will drop the bless.
Okay.
I will go closer to Zira, and I will cast Shield of
10,
Fate.
15, 20, 25. You cast Shield of Faith on Zira.
No, on himself.
No, Zira.
It would be George's move to do.
Okay, very well. So Zira, you feel yourself becoming incredibly weak and feeling very fragile. And you see George, who was running away and stopped in the edge, turn around, run back, and cast Shield of Faith on you.
Okay. And and that means for me personally.
That you have a +2
You
to your
have
AC.
Okay, +2.
Could George be like?
You used all your movement.
But could my movement be like where I would stand next to Angie, the other side?
Let's see, you're going in a straight line. Yeah, you could have gone over there.
And with that, I will hold my attack in case the one comes back to visibility
Very well.
with the Warhammer, obviously.
Yeah.
Does it?
After George, Utsil, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I don't see it, right?
You don't see it, although you've seen them shift in and out of the darkness around you, so you're not sure if it is gone or if it's still there.
Yeah, but also I haven't really been paying attention to that guy, so I don't know.
It's up to you.
I don't think I would know where it is. So
Okay.
I'll just hold attack and move to the center of the map.
Here.
Just move down, yeah, somewhere like
Okay. 5, 10, 15.
yeah, somewhere there, and just hold action to and wait and look around to see if some more are coming.
Your melee attack?
Yep.
Okay, very well.
Stand ready.
After that, it's the large creature's turn, but Bree killed it. Zira, it is your turn. What do you want to do? You also have no idea where this creature is at the moment. But George is
Oh.
getting there, like, fucking ready.
It's being it's standing fucking. Well, because I don't know where it is, and I'm very weak, and scared. I will try to walk away from where I last saw it.
Alright. You're going to walk away?
I know it's not dead, so I'm gonna blindly disengage in any direction that
Alright.
is not.
So
where
you
I
do
last
use
saw
your
it.
action to disengage.
Yeah.
Okay, very well. Where do you want to go?
That way.
What way? I don't know where you're pointing.
I'm gonna go
Just
to
there?
to the floating magical hammer.
Alright, 5, 10 feet. You're next to the hammer. That hasn't done much this time yet, so just so you're aware.
Yeah, but because of that, I feel safe around it.
Mm-hmm. Very well. After Zira, the shadow once again emerges. So, George, go ahead and make your attack.
All right. That 12 to hit. Jeez, my roll
12
bad.
hits.
Well, that's good, but these rolls ain't good. It's 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage, very well. It is still there. As you just slightly hit it with your hammer. Like as you move it through, like there's no resistance almost. But it will make an attack against that unholy creature that keeps healing itself, aka Angie, as its former target ran away. So, Angie, that is a 17 to hit.
Yes.
Right.
But
Angie.
as a reaction, I do use True Strike.
Very well. True strike. You suffer 7 points of necrotic damage.
Yes.
And your strength is reduced from 8 to 6.
Great.
After that, we'll once again attempt to hide. For 22. And once again just disappears. All of you saw it appear in that space. And then just vanish once again. Angie, what do you want to do? You've true stricken it. You know it's still somewhere out there. You don't know where it is.
Oh, Jesus.
Congratulations.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Bless you.
I actually want to magic missile it, but I can't see it, so I will firebolt.
Alright. You cannot see it. So you don't have a target.
Oh. But I know the general direction, right?
Yeah.
So I hit it at the place where I last saw it.
Alright.
Yeah?
Let me check. Real quick.
Okay, that's fine.
Perfectly blinded. Because there's no hidden status effect, I will consider it heavily obscured, which is similar to invisible. So, but if you want to do firebolt, it is with disadvantage because it's a ranged attack, but also disadvantage because you are effectively blinded against that creature, or you cannot see it. So you can make an attack, but it's with disadvantage.
Yeah, okay. I'll just do it.
Go for it.
That's a 10.
10?
Oh, yeah.
Disadvantage, so it would even be lower otherwise.
Oh, wait.
You can only roll
No,
lower.
it's a 10.
Alright, 10. Flies past, no effect. After Angie, Bree, it is your turn.
I can't see it, right?
You can't see it, but you know kind of where it is.
Okay, I want to storm off in that direction, and
Okay.
I'll try to hit it, but I know I have disadvantage.
Go 5, 10, 15 feet. You can actually flank it with George if you wish,
Yes, I'd like to.
which allows you to make it a straight roll.
Yay! Okay, let's go. Barrel's pride all the way! It's a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
8 points of force / magic piercing damage. Yeet.
Right, with that, you also quickly swish your blade through this shadow, and it also dissipates. The moment you see that happen and this one disappears... Yeah, and this one disappears. Bree, you as the last one standing, you see the massive hand, which is made out of bone meal for the record, disappear into the desert. The hammer dissipates in space before all of your allies, one by one, just all drop to the floor, just falling unconscious.
What?
Just and you and only you now hear for the final time these two large eyes above you.
No!
I see.
With that, All of you
Wake up.
open your eyes to then stare upon a morning sky, a forest canopy,
It
and
wasn't.
a ever so slightly pissed off Alkian sitting on a tree stump not too far away.
Maybe we do
It was
this
a
time to piss
dream.
him off.
Oh my god.
He kind of turns to all of you as some of you are waking up, and he goes, I hope you all had a good sleep.
Oh,
That
no,
was
we
kinda
did
weird.
not, but thank you anyways.
For when I tried to wake any of you to take over the shift, it was as good as impossible.
That's because we
Oh,
were
I do still have my tent.
in I don't know, by dream demons or something.
For the record, all of you wake up in a very, very cold sweat.
Oh, I have a headache, but I had this dream where I saved all of you. I was a hero. Oh,
In my dream, you run off like a
You-
crybaby.
Well, that's
You know, we're
biased.
we're in the tent.
In my dream, I tried to step Brie, but I didn't do it, so I'm proud of myself.
What?
What?
Why did you want to stab me? I'm
I
being
didn't
nice
want
you.
to.
Yeah,
I
by
tried
the
to,
way-
but I did not succeed. So think about the positives. I didn't actually do it.
What's the
By the
strange
way-
situation?
Yeah.
All of you are fine, as if you just finished a long rest.
What?
Bree, at this point, the moment Siran mentions trying to stab you,
Yeah.
you recognize as that being exactly something that happened in your dream. And after a bit of conversation, all of you now realize that you have had the exact same experience.
No, mine was a bit different, I think.
But George is
I don't,
lying.
don't remember that part. Being in there. I didn't run away, I took distance.
I
a
remember
different thing.
feeling very cold, and sad, and weak.
I remember being much weaker. You can really not punch in those dreams, can you?
Yeah, you
Well,
were
I
almost
was-
a skeleton.
I was pretty
You could
superior
barely
with my
stand up
rapier.
straight.
I killed all those. What were they? Nightmares? Shadows?
I don't know. Anyway, it was just a dream, so
Yeah.
I start getting my tent, my two-person tent back up, or at least I back up. That's what I wanted to say.
And clearly the dreams were a little different, you know, for each of us, so, you know.
No, George, we all had the same dream and you're lying about our dream.
I am not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
George, make a deception check. Bree, make an insight check.
Well, George is pretty
Yay.
convinced he did a great job on that.
And I'm great with insight.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
I mean, he never ran, he just took distance. Persuasion. 19.
Fuck, I rolled a 6.
You are
But Sky is
convinced.
still convinced.
You're confused about the exact terminology that is being used in this conversation, but he is convinced that he did not run away, which still checks out with his previous behavior.
Well, you're maybe convinced, but I'm still doubting that. Because I don't know what to believe right now. And Bree will walk to Elkian and see if he had a nice watch and if he is alright to travel by day or if he needs to rest some more.
Elkian goes, well, actually, I have, the watch was rather uneventful, luckily.
Mm-hmm.
Most of you had some weird spasms, similar to when a dog is having an odd dream. Aside from that, it
you were
was...
barking?
No, it was as if you were running and flailing your arms about. It was rather funny
Well,
to
you
watch,
shared
but
a
aside
room
from
with
that, it
me.
wasn't
You should
very
know that's normal
interesting.
for me.
I myself, on the other hand, am extremely tired. So what I'm going to do is I will give one of you the reins of my horse, and I will try to trance while sleeping in it. Also, it has to be someone who can reach the reins of the horse.
Well, if she sits on my shoulder, she certainly can reach it.
Of course. And he kind of hands off the reins to Zira. Then Zira, you climb on George's shoulder, and Elkian goes and sits backwards on the horse, like laying down on the head, trying to like enter his elven trance.
Careful with the horse, Sarah. Careful.
Of
Don't
course.
bite it.
Why would I buy the horse?
You bite a lot of things.
Why
Just
a
being
horse?
sure. Why are you eating? Never mind. Just don't do anything mean to the horse, okay?
I would never. Horses are cool. Besides, horses taste like shit. Not like humans. They taste tasty.
See, the fact that you know that means you've bitten a horse before.
Well, that
Bitten
was
a human
because
before.
before, in my childhood.
Guys.
Like,
shall
how
we
old
go
are you
to
again?
Eleanor?
What do you mean
I
a
was-
childhood? You're
I
You're
was
3,
like
aren't you?
1 when I ate horse.
That's 2 years ago.
that's like
Yeah, and I haven't eaten a
You
horse
are-
since because I don't like horse.
I mean,
so.
they can
This
be
is what
quite
it's
tasty,
like
to be
having a
honest.
conversation with a 3-year-old. I
mean,
like it.
Horses can be quite tasty if you prepare them well.
Don't eat horses.
Oh.
I mean, you can.
Well, he
not
is
gonna
right
eat
in
a horse
times of
because-
need.
I think they taste this. I think they taste yucky.
Well,
They're pretty decent if you mix them.
Well, I haven't tried that before, but I prefer fish.
Well, you probably think you haven't tried it before. They just the marketplaces. You never know what's in that shit.
Do you know what is tasty?
No.
Bananas. Bananas are very tasty.
Yes, I know. I've grown them in my
Right.
garden.
Can
I
I
hate
have
banana.
a banana, Brie?
Well, I don't have them with me. But sure, if we go back to where it came from.
Okay.
They're expensive.
A little bit.
That's why I only got them for my birthday.
Well, you. I bet you remember all of them.
All 2 of them.
Well, you surely won't,
See?
will you, George.
Or all 3 of them, sorry.
Well-
All three of my bananas.
Well, I
Oh,
do
no, I
remember
mean-
mine. I'm not that old.
I would like
What do
for...
you mean?
I'll wait.
I'm not that old. What do you mean with that?
No, he isn't. You're younger than me, aren't you?
He's like 19.
Yeah. No, I'm 36. I'm not old.
He's
Oh.
he's still young.
You're still older than me.
He's
Well.
still a child, to be honest.
Would be
Well, how old are you then,
in my
Utsu?
colony?
Me? I'm 115.
Ooh.
You would be considered the elder in my colony.
Well, he isn't very
I'm
wise for
pretty
an elder.
sure Utsu will be considered dead in your colony.
Yeah, I think so.
No one lives that long.
Yeah, but
We're
Oh, no,
voice
it
lucky
is,
if
actually-
we reach the
high
age
voice.
of 10.
Never mind, kobolds can get like 120. Never mind.
They can, but they die pretty quick
don't.
because
Yeah, but they
Die
can.
pretty
freaking
quickly because
kobolds.
their stupidity, but yes, they can live to be
Kobolds.
120.
The wise kobolds
If-
will live that long.
kobolds are blessed with my intelligence and someone else's wisdom.
I would like for one of you, as you're making this last trek through this forest, to try and find a road to the way back to Eleanor once again. I would like for you to roll a d10. Anybody?
Yeah, I'll check for. I'll head up front.
Okay. But who's gonna roll the d10?
I think
Who is?
Look who's
Angie is
fastest.
doing it.
Whoever does
I
it
am.
first,
It's
go
a
for it.
7.
7.
I don't really. I
7.
don't really care.
Okay. Roll a d4.
The Tarrant.
16. What?
Tarask.
Okay, 4.
4 Tarrasques.
4.
4
Huh?
Tarrant.
1 Tarrasque, an ancient black dragon.
Not many of you notice much. Jor or Utsil, I would like for you to make a perception check.
Okay.
And Zira, wait a moment. Let him roll his thingy first.
Oh, bad today.
What'd you get?
A 7.
7. Alright. Not many of you notice anything. Zira,
However,
Yes.
as you guys are making your trek through the remaining parts of jungle, and where it kind of goes over into the regular grassland hill forest area, you see sitting on a tree branch about 20 foot up above all of you, a rather tiny creature of inky black skin, a elongated oval head, and a almost white mask-like face. And as it kind of sits above and stares down as most of you pass by, none of you notice this, but except Zira. Zira, you see it kind of wave before it snaps its tiny fingers. It only has like 4 fingers. It snaps its tiny fingers. There's a small spark of blue energy that just emanates as an umbrella above all of you before you see it wave and just disappear. I would like for everybody to roll a stealth check. Adding +10.
+10.
As
Ooh,
whatever this thing
I
is,
like that.
just casted past other tracing onto you.
Ah.
Is
Is it
everyone-
with or additional modifier, or
Yes, it's just
is
everything.
it just +10?
It's everything that you normally roll +10.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna make it +12 because that's a whole lot easier to calculate.
That's also fine.
21.
Well, I'm just gonna
Alright,
add the +1 in my head.
George, what'd you get?
21.
21.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
with a disadvantage.
It's disadvantage, yeah, but you have a +10.
Well, that would be a 30, so it's still a 21.
21. And Bree, you also had a 21.
Yep.
Angie, what'd you get?
23.
23. Utsil?
13, but that's a natural one.
Yeah, natural one. And Zira?
28!
Utsil, you're walking ahead and you're like keeping an eye out. And you, as you're just gently walking through the forest, you're like, "Oh, we should go there." And at one point, you're just confused. You haven't heard your party members in a while, and a little disturbed, you look around to try and find them, and then there they are. And then you turn back and you start walking again. And you just cannot hear them. It is very confusing. It's like they are there, sure. Whenever you turn around, they're there, but you can't hear them anywhere. Their footsteps don't make any sounds. No leaves are being moved aside. No branches broken, except for you. To the rest of you, Utsil's being kind of loud. But all of you eventually find the road that leads westward or eastward. At this point, for those of you, which is at this point Utsil and George, to get to Eleanor, it will probably be a week on foot. And you guys begin to travel. Your first day of travel goes by fairly uneventfully. You make it out of the forest, eventually into rolling grassy hills with every so often a forest that comes by in the distance.
Can I do something?
What do you want to do?
I've prepared something for today.
Sure.
Because we're on the road. And I always have my loot with me, and I want to set up the mood a little.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna sing Country Roads.
Yeah, we can also sing that. That's the second song I Take me home.
Take me home.
To the place.
Place.
That I belong.
West Virginia.
Coppermunde!
That's
Yeah,
not
Bree has written
But what did you
a
prepare,
refrain
Bree?
herself. Bree has written a refrain herself, and it's pretty easy to remember, so I hope the party will remember it along
Sure.
the way. The mountains brighter than the light, for I am on my way. What will have enter on my adventure? I am on my way. The mountains bright turn on the light. I am on my way. What will enter my adventure? For I am on my way.
The
And I also
constant.
have couplets and all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
things.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah,
Is that with that tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm?
Oh, please.
it looks
No.
a bit like it, but it's not based on that
Sounds
tune.
it sounds like it, yeah.
The
Yeah, it's a little different.
the persistent
it is.
entertainment from Bree's voice during your journey makes it much more pleasant. Aside from that, is there anything specific that you guys want to do whilst walking? You are walking.
Whilst walking.
Do or talk about or anything like that. It's up to you guys.
Can I wait?
No.
Can I try to I don't really have anything with me to do that. That's a bit sad.
Depends on what you want to do.
Try to map the land.
Right. You don't
But
have.
I don't have navigators.
That would be cartographer's tools. And
yeah.
no, you do not have those on you. So no, you're not able to do that. Otherwise, making a sketch of the land would have been possible if you had those tools.
Which
Maybe
tools? I can make tools.
Well, cartographers, but I don't have cartography skill. I have navigating skill.
I can still make the tools for you if you wish.
I mean, you could, but that would take quite a bit.
Takes me 1 hour.
I mean,
That's
we're
1 hour
traveling,
too
so-
many.
Oh, shut up.
By
Yeah,
the
I'll
no,
way,
just make.
uh,
I'll make the tools.
Sure. Navigationer's tools is to read a map. Cartographer's tools is to make a map. There is a difference.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Which ones do you want?
Well, I'll take navigator tools then.
I mean, Zero
I'll
would be
make
the only one that's
navigator-
really able to do anything aside from walking. So yeah, I'll
Yeah.
allow you to make. Does it cost you anything to make those tools, or?
No, I just need to have tools myself, and I have tools.
What tools do you have? Because do you like switch? How does that work? Do you turn your tools into something else? Do you make new ones out of nothing?
I make them out of nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna-
crafting on my back.
I'm gonna read the right tool for the job. You've learned to produce exactly the tool you need. With thief tools or artisan tools in hand, you can magically create one set of artisan's tools in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you. Creation requires 1 hour of uninterrupted work.
That's it.
I
Like,
created
and then
magic
you
tools,
then you just have them.
and I just have them.
Okay,
Until-
so
And the tools are non magical and they vanish when I use this feature again. So you
Okay,
can
so you
use
can
them
only
as
have
long
one
as I
set at
don't
a
use this
time.
feature.
okay, sure. So George, there's a bit of hammering and stuff that's happening on the top of your head, as that's kind of the workbench Sarah has at the moment. But after an hour, she produces navigator's tools. Right? Navigator's tools or cartographer's tools? Which tools do you produce?
Navigator's tools.
Navigator's tools. So there's,
Navigators.
you got like the
That's
little
what
like
I wanted.
the telescope with the walking thingy and a compass, like all that shit you just have. There you go. Just came out of fucking nowhere.
Damn. Thanks.
I have many skills. Creating stuff out of nothing is one of them.
Apparently. Thanks.
After that, I'm just gonna read one of my 2 books.
Sure.
Speaking of creating things, when we get to the city, I have a plan. I know what I'm gonna do. It's gonna take me roughly a week. I don't necessarily need help. I can slap together the armor myself. But have any of you thought about what you're gonna do for sticking together?
You're probably gonna make me help, aren't you?
Well, I don't need your help. I can do it myself.
Right. I mean, I'll be willing to help, but I need to check some things out.
Yeah, well, if I need your help, I need to hire, I need to, like, rent out a forge, which might cost a lot of gold. So we'll have to look into that one.
I think it'll be fun. We got quite a bit of capital. right?
Maybe.
Anyway,
Well,
I'd have to look around first, but other than that, I can help you. That's fine.
And the others?
Well, I
Right,
was
Angie?
actually thinking about maybe Brie and I can look for the person we were looking for.
Mm-hmm. And
I mean,
while we're
only-
doing that, we can try to make some money playing in pubs and inns and that kind of stuff.
I mean, yes.
But we can also socialize a bit and make sure that we get a lead on where our mystery fella is.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about.
Mystery fella. Sounds mysterious.
Yeah, he is mysterious.
What's all this about with this mystery fella all the time? You haven't, like... You don't even know yet who you're finding?
Well, I have a guess. I think it is Angie's future fiance they're looking for.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be a difficult find then.
Why should she need a fiance? She already has a best friend, right?
Is that how
Why
that
do
works?
you think I would find my own fiance, Zira?
Because obviously you I had a sentence prepared for this and I kind of forgot it, but it's obvious that because you are the best, you need to find the best and you can't wait for the best to find you. Also, I'm gonna marry Brie.
Well,
Yeah,
you're a little young yet. Let's not talk about that sort of stuff.
Well, I'm honored to hear that, but just slow things down a bit, would you?
Marrying someone means you're gonna live with them, right?
Yeah.
That is, yep. That's a
That's
part
what I'm
of
gonna
it.
do. I'm gonna live with
Roommates
Brie.
in marriage. It's the same thing.
It's because of the bananas, right?
From who did you learn marriage, Zira?
I'm Crazy Bob.
Yep, that makes sense. Like, do kobolds even marry? I don't. What?
Well, maybe they have the greatest
know.
weddings. I don't know. Never been to one before.
Bob was the
feel
only
like-
one who went outside and came back alive, so I think he should know.
Who are you asking?
I'm just in general saying that Bob is the only one who went outside and came back alive, so I trust that he knows what marriage is because he told me that is what marriage is.
And Bob's
Because
like
we did
6
not
years
have a
old,
clue.
so he's like really old.
One of the
Yes,
elders.
yes, he was old. He was one of the elders indeed.
Yes, he was.
He is dead, I believe.
Zira,
Is he Bob?
anyway, but I'm sure Bob's fine. But I don't think, you'd have to worry about marriage anytime soon. Actually, maybe.
But marriage means living with someone, right? And I want to live with Brie because
Well,
of
that is
bananas.
That is more. Whoa, okay. Well, that is more. I don't think Brie has a banana, but I think there is more to.
I don't
to
have
marriage
a
than
banana.
you think.
We buy several bananas. But I
There's
don't
more
have
to.
a banana.
There's
Let's
more
save
to
this
marriage,
for
Zira.
for the podcast we were talking about before starting.
Like what? What's more to marriage?
Well, the people who marry, they.
They're in
Well,
love.
yeah, dwarves, they get a contract, they share all their stuff, and, they. Love each other for the first 3 years, and then everything goes downhill from there.
What?
I
Oh,
don't
I
know what kind of people
I
you've
just
been
made
hanging around with.
something for
doesn't
Utsil.
have to
That's
be.
sharing, right? So I'm already sharing my stuff with you guys, and I love you all because you're my best friends. That
Yeah,
means
but
we're gonna
usually
get
you would
married.
go to a building, sign a piece of paper, that says you're married.
Yeah.
That's,
We need a
that's-
ring that is at least like worth twice your monthly wage.
Why I
You
have a
know.
ring?
That's what they say. You can
Well-
just give a wooden piece of crap.
Well, maybe where you're from.
Why I have a ring?
More realistic
I
price.
found
please.
it somewhere.
Well, usually you get it from someone or you offer it to someone.
Yeah, that's true.
But,
But I
don't
just-
worry about it. It's
Also,
not...
I thought Angie wanted a fiancé because she wanted someone tall to talk to. Because we're always down here.
How is it up there? Hey, big girl.
Angie's neck must hurt after this week.
Well, Zira,
But
Because
Elkian
all
is
of
no
us-
size, right?
Zira, I
Okay.
think, with our, being on the road and we're traveling, who knows how long it takes? I don't think any of us really want to get married at this point in time,
Well, I still
Well-
don't understand what married is then, if you talk like that, because I want to live with you guys. And I thought
It's
that
like
was
a
what
relationship.
is.
You know what a relationship is, when you get close to like one person is like a... I mean, I guess some people do it multiple, but it's usually preserved to one.
Yeah, otherwise it would be a marriage with 5 people in this case, and it would be a bit.
Do you know the
Comfortable,
birds and the
professional?
bees, Zira?
Yes, I know about birds and bees. Those are birds. There are many kinds of birds.
Do you know how persons are created? I do not say that right.
I mean, I think
Well,
you
you
said it
Ah.
perfectly fine. I don't think we should go into detail.
Cobbleter from eggs,
that's-
right?
That's when you lay an egg.
Yeah.
I guess
Actually,
they
I'm
do
more-
that.
more-
I did not think about it.
But oh wait, I know what you mean. It's when that priestess lady was screaming at you and you wanted to take her to the bedroom to court her.
What?
Well, yes, that's exactly. Indeed, Zira,
Yep,
you're
that's
correct.
marriage.
You're
That's-
talking about
That's
courtship.
one of the steps about marriage.
I know about courtship.
Well, that's a huge
Let's
part
not
of
talk
marriage.
about it all the time.
Got any more songs, Brianna? I mean,
Yes,
maybe
of
a song.
course.
Yep, that song would be great now.
Take me home, country road, to
You
the place where I belong.
you all
Miss
continue.
Virginia. I don't know where the place is, but it's
For the
in the
remain-
song.
You all
Take me
continue for the
home.
remainder of the day,
Country road.
singing and
Sing
avoiding
it,
a continuous conversation about marriage and other such activities.
I just focused on the road.
Nearing the end of the day, you all come to a small hamlet, which most of you have passed in the time that that you were traveling towards Outpost Pomoria. But what you see now, instead of just seeing the houses there in its center plaza, there are many tents currently set up. And as you guys kind of pass this up, this is like in the later hours of the evening. You see that there's like a bunch of people that look off to the road. The road kind of like passes it up directly, and there's a lot of people that kind of just see you all approach. A couple of heads turn, some turn back, and after not such a long moment, rushing through the open path that is still within the tents, you see stepping forward Artis with Kiala at his side. Both of them kind of approach you as you enter the hamlet, and Artis stepping forward goes, "It is good to see that you're all still alive. I'm glad. I wasn't sure. We've not everybody has returned yet, but I hope you all made it out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we-
perfectly fine.
Well, as so far we have 8 groups, including now you, have already returned. We're still missing 3. Kiel and I are going to be waiting for every guard of ours to show up before we are going to be continuing. I heard you guys are passing through. Everybody here wondered if you guys stay the night. Some of us wish to exert our gratitude for the fact that you've not, as of yet, left anybody behind, and me personally for trying to pick up Kiala again when that was not necessarily the most optimal thing to do. So, if you don't mind, eat with us before you continue on your travels.
I look at Elkian. Please.
We don't mind at all.
Elkian, sitting on the horse, goes, "As long as food is prepared for us, good enough."
Is it?
Artis goes, "That's what people are suggesting, yeah. They wish to just thank you in some way."
Well,
Okay,
be
let's
rude,
go.
do not accept it.
You all
As
kind
long
of...
as it isn't horse.
You enter the encampment within the hamlet. The horse is left on the outskirts with a couple of others. There are long tables set up for people to sit at. And the moment you guys come entering, there's like a couple of people that for a moment don't know what's happening. Before some people begin like shooting recognizing glances, and they just like, some of them begin clapping, some of them actually like walk up and thank you. Because all of them have passed up you guys fighting the ogres and the giant. So amongst this group of people, you are quite well recognized at this point. The food is made and is brought out. All of you are seated at like the head of a table. And Artis at one point asks you all, "So, most of us are planning on continuing to Illinois once the last ones of us have arrived. We are going to be notifying people of what happened at Pomoria, and of course see if we can do anything about that. But I think it is well earned to say that somebody should be recognized for getting most of us here. And though Kiala and I had a part in it, is there any word that you would like to spread us? Any awareness that you would want us to spread the moment we speak about you to others?"
George just sort of grabs his cup. He just ding ding ding.
Oh God.
May I just remind everyone we killed a fucking giant?
There's just like,
was
yeah, some
nothing.
clapping coming out from the distance. All the heads
It
gonna
was
turn,
just-
the conversation dies down.
That one.
look-
Well,
For the
if
entire
we're
time, I
gonna
looked
tell,
immensely uncomfortable, I think.
George isn't.
I just,
not
I just
during
stand
George's
on my
speech,
chair
just-
and I'm still very little.
Yeah, like you have to step on the table to really be seen by everyone.
I'm stepping on the table
Sure.
and I reach my arms up van, me, Zira! Little one! Killed the big ones! Tell others I'm fearsome!
Can I just,
Mm-hmm.
how do you call it? The one dude,
Artist.
yeah, artist.
Mhm.
He wanted to ask about some kind of memorable thing that he wanted to spread word of.
No, he wanted to.
Right.
He was asking if they were to spread word, whom would they refer to as being the ones to rescue these 60+
yes.
people from
I
Camp
just- I
Pomoria
didn't-
and
I
certain dudes.
I just go quietly to the one sitting next to me, like, do we have a group name?
probably Bree.
Maybe it's
Say
like,
his names for everyone! It's George the Mighty,
I
Bree
just,
the Brave, Uzo the Strong, Angie the Powerful, and Zira the Mighty!
I
Yes,
just,
it was
I
here.
tried to get the attention of artists.
Mhm. You get it.
And quietly say, don't say anything about me. That's fine. Just mention the rest.
I
don't
think he's
need-
referring to a group name, is he not?
Yeah, but
Well,
if they ask,
let's get something
don't
poetic
mention
then.
anything
No,
about me.
I don't want to be
tried
the Mighty,
do
I want to be the
quietly
fearsome!
so no one hears. George,
Don't worry
Fearful
about it,
five.
Ursel. Stop being such a pants.
I tried to do it quietly.
You tried, and were mostly successful. But yes, artist is
Guys.
indeed referring to a group name. that he is wondering about. If there was awareness to be spread about whom saved everybody here, who was
we have a
Yes,
bard.
good name.
I'm just saying to
Fearful
keep me
Five.
out of it.
Fearful
Well, that's-
5. That sounds like a bandit group,
Yeah.
does it not?
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, a bit. Okay.
We need a band name.
To
I
give a
like
little
the
bit
ring
of
of.
continue.
I like the ring of Waylanders. You know, definitely not.
Well-
Don't mind any of that.
What did you think about the simple Z5?
That's very simple.
I mean, it is.
You've
The
learned
five
to
of
count to
Primoria.
5. That's great.
So, the Five of Primoria. That's also a possibility.
Or we just could do a spin-off of Charlie's Angels.
Well, Sky is looking up online at fantasy name generators.
Sure.
To see
For-
if we can get anything.
Zira would definitely just suggest
This is
that was
inspiration.
Zira's Devils. Because the spin-off of Charlie's Angels.
Sure.
I think we'll need a little moment for this. Or
Of course.
At least a little.
For your ease of mind, we shall take our break right now. We'll give you about 10 to 15 minutes to figure this out, and then we will reconvene. So everybody who is watching and has been watching so far, thank you guys for coming out. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll see whatever this group has come up with. We will be back shortly. And welcome back, everyone. So, in the meantime, Cherry has left us because she was actually kind of sick, so she decided to stay out for the rest of the half of the game. Though she was instrumental in choosing what the party has now come up with as their group name. So, as you guys are all here, I gotta turn off Zero's camera real quick because it's showing me. There we go. As you all are now sitting around the table, and dinner's been had. Thanks are exchanged between the people of Pomoria and you. There is a bit of music being played, which I assume at one point Bree is going to, of course, join. There you go. Let's switch it to something a bit more festive, shall we? As you all finish up your drinks, Artis had asked you all, what if the people here were to inform about what happened at Pomoria, which they will do once Artis gets back to Illinois. He's going to tell everybody about the orcs and such. Additionally, people might spread the word about what happened and the group that was instrumental in saving near everybody who came out of Pomoria. They're still missing a couple of people, but most of them have made it out. And you all were tasked with coming up with a name for your group. So, as Artis asked this to you all, he once again going, so if we wish to spread awareness about what happened, what ought we all to call you?
The Big 5, of course.
The moment you do that, from a couple of people sitting nearby, their heads kind of cock for a moment at most of your short stature, even though Angie is the tallest one amongst you, by far not the tallest one here. Everybody looks around at each other for a moment before realizing the joke, and somebody in the back just goes, "To the Big 5!" and he raises a glass, and the entire of the camp just kind of comes with it. There is the mugs are being clunked together. There are cheers before everybody in the rest of the night drinks, eats, dances, gets fucking wasted. Eventually, everybody. Having their tents and sleeping sections. Some are in the small town hall that they've set up in this hamlet. There's a couple of people sleeping in there. Everybody eventually finds themselves a place to sleep, including you all. Whilst you have this evening in this hamlet, is there anything specific anybody wishes to do?
Yeah, I did already say to Artis not to mention me, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I will not try to get wasted. I'll try to probably keep a low profile and then
Sure.
go and get to either an inn or a hospital or
There's no
whatever there.
in this tiny hamlet, which is mainly just buildings where farmers live. They have a small town hall for themselves set up that some of the people have moved into. The rest sleep in their own tents outside.
Okay. Then I will set up a tent.
There's a couple of people who are wasted and just sleeping on the tables you had eaten on.
So, is there like a room we can get?
There's no rooms, no. You kind
No
of
room.
just like there's houses of people who live in this hamlet and have their farms here. They have let in a couple of people here and there, and you could take up residence in one of those if you wish. They have the town hall in which artists and some of the other Primordial Guard are currently sleeping, as well as some other people that came here before. And a lot of the people who brought their own tents are sleeping in those.
Well, slightly tipsy George feels a bit inspired. And he's trying to look for a paper and something to write.
Sure, requesting that eventually you have been given a pencil and parchment to write on.
And he will start making a bit of a blueprint for an idea he has. Sketches of shoulder plates of sorts.
Right. So I'm assuming you're not incredibly drunk whilst trying to.
He's
accomplish this.
tipsy, and he's
Sure.
tipsy, but he's, if they could be terrible at the morning.
With that, and she's looking for more booze. And if she finds it, she walks up to George and sets up a big glass of booze in front of him, one for her and one for him, and goes, "Well, you've been drawing, so apparently you have not enough to drink, I see, because it looks too
I
good."
have an idea, Don. He just sort of grabs it. I have an idea. I'm inspired.
Well, let me inspire you by have a drink with me.
Sure. And he just gulps the entire drink down and then goes back to drawing as he's focused on it.
And Angie is looking at him drawing.
Right. So Angie is observant, which are kind of like. It's up to you how you're about that, but she is adamant.
I mean, he's not being too secretive, but knowing that, you see 4 as he's letting one on the side, but he's drawing out 4 as you're watching. They're not great looking, but they're just sketches of what seems to be shoulder plate.
The pauldrons.
Okay.
Yeah, a little
see.
pauldron. It's not like nothing too fancy, but all of them have like an animal.
Utsil, you being the only one that's not to drink too much here, you also realize that Elkian is keeping some distance from everything that is happening, as well as not drinking at all. You would be the only one to notice this with your lack of drinking. You're not sure if this had a particular reason, but it's
I
noticeable.
will not bother in tonight. I will just try to slink away and then just set up a tent and
Right.
go to sleep.
By the way, DM, why are you
Yes.
assuming I'm drinking?
Because I am, are you not?
No, I am, but it's just the assuming part that I don't like.
Well, I said that everybody used to drink, and then Utsil said that he was not. I assumed that anybody who was not drinking would say so.
Well,
Okay.
I would drink during the dinner, but
You wouldn't get
Afterwards.
wasted.
no, I would just have 2-3 glasses or something and then just leave.
Of course.
How many
Boring.
people are still
Missing
drinking?
or drinking? You mean of your party or of the entire group?
The
'Cause-
entire.
The entire community, like, it starts fizzling out at one point. People are going to bed in the later evening. Some passing out. Out of the 45 people that are here, they're still missing about 15 people. Most drink and fall asleep just before, I would say, 1 or 2 a.m. You also notice most people still pay. There's been a very, very temporary bar set up by Kelric and Johanna, which have both made it out. as well as their UNC barmaid, who have brought whatever was left and they could carry from whatever they could bring from the green coin to where they are now. Most of it is like most people are still paying, so they're making a good turnaround on losing the inn now having this. But eventually most people fall asleep if you're willing to stay, if you want to stay up longer than anybody else specifically.
I mean, I'm kind of looking for a drinking buddy.
Hey.
Like, I wanna get wasted, and I wanna have a drinking contest.
I'm pretty sure that is not too difficult, and a drinking contest can be
Come on,
had. I
Björn.
have the feeling that
Yeah.
Bree is more than willing to take you up on that, having lost the previous one.
Okay.
George, will you join us as well?
At this point, George has his anvil out, and he's just, just sort of like looking
Drunksmithing.
out. He's drunk smithing, essentially.
Of course. For the sake of brevity, Angie and Bree, I would like for both of you to roll 3d20s, but roll them one by one. So go ahead and both of you roll 1d20.
No modifiers.
Constitution saving throws.
Constitution modifier.
Constitution saving
Okay.
throws. For
Mhm.
this. Like Zira is the first one to pass out. Like incredible lightweight,
Ooh,
is just out.
Jesus.
Yeah. Pretty good at doing this.
Right. Bree, what did you get?
A 19.
Oh wait, Brie.
19 for Bree. And 11 for Angie.
Yes.
Very well. Sorry, I need you guys to roll 5 times. Alright, go ahead and roll second time.
Ooh.
Angie has already drunk a little bit too much, and Bree's only
Oh.
picking it up later in the evening, so is doing well in the moment this begins. Bree, what'd you get?
A 20.
And Angie, what did you get?
60.
I was already pretty excited by her roll, but I didn't get
Angie was
think I
pretty
would manage
sure about
to
her
get-
Angie was pretty sure
to
about her
roll
case the
higher.
moment she challenged you to this, Bree, but Bree has now had experience and kept up with dwarves, which is not the first thing anybody else was able to do. Go for it and roll again.
Okay, let's see if I'm going to fall down or not. Yep. I think I'm gonna.
Alright, Bree, what'd you
Oh,
get?
that's the first.
A 10.
A 10. And Angie, what'd you get?
An 11.
Just
She weighs more
barely.
than
The
three.
third drink, Angie holds up better than Bree. But we'll see how long that lasts. Go ahead and roll again.
Angie goes like, you know, you have very, very pretty eyes.
19.
She's fucking wasted.
What did you get, Angie?
A 14.
A 14, and Bree had a 19. With that, Angie goes, "You have very, very pretty eyes," and then just hits the table. Bree, you finishing this drink, and you're pretty okay comparatively. You're wasted, but you're pretty okay comparatively. All of you eventually find a place to sleep. Angie on the table. Utsul a little bit out of town. Zira on the table. George and Bree, you eventually find a tent or such. Is there any specific place where you're trying to find yourselves
mean-
to sleep?
I have one question.
Yes.
How much gold would 5 pauldrons be? Roughly. Not big ones necessarily.
Pauldrons won't have a
Not for stats.
on their own
just...
won't have a mechanical benefit, which will help your case. I would say about as much iron goes into them as and work. Let me check. I'm gonna compare it to something to see if I can find the right thing. Right.
Sure.
Also, because none of you are very, very big. An amount of work and iron would go into it, similar to, I would say, I would say like a dagger, 2 daggers for 1 pauldron, so that means 4 gold per pauldron to make.
Well, in that case, 4 times 5 would be 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I write off 20 gold as I use my channel divinity that's in that tavern.
Best use.
You're just crafting these cheesy pauldrons
Very well.
whilst drunk.
Wow.
Of course. So it costs you 20 gold total.
Yep.
Right. All of you eventually fall asleep. The music fades ever so slightly. You all awake the next morning a little groggy.
Except for me, I suppose.
Except for you. And you reconvene at the breakfast table. Breakfast is being made for you specifically. Some people make it for themselves, but you have some.
How did everyone sleep?
Oh,
Great.
everything is so loud.
Really well.
Well, it was nice drinking with you guys because now I can keep up with my girl. Hey, how are you, Angie? Have you slept well?
No.
The best part of that is Angie has a +4 on her constitution, +6 on the
Yeah.
saving throw,
+6.
and Bree just has a +1.
That's rough, buddy.
I just rolled great.
That's really rough.
Yep.
Glad you had a fun time.
Yeah, I don't know what I did exactly last evening. You know, I don't. It's so weird.
Okay. I won't.
What about you, Utsul?
Hmm?
You just
What about
walked
me?
off.
I just went to find a camping spot to put my tent. I have, by the way, when I woke up, put my tent in my bag again. And
I assumed so.
Yeah, no.
Why didn't you drink? Loosen up a bit.
I mean, normally I would, but all this talk about us saving people thanking us for it. I don't need that.
You can just
do you
enjoy
need?
it, right?
It just makes me feel awkward.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why
I don't
does it
want the
make you
attention.
feel awkward? I mean,
I don't want the attention. I want the attention for things I actually want to do. Saving people is it? I expect that to be normal. Anyone
well,
would do that. So why would I be praised for it? I just
I
want...
don't think killing a giant is normal.
Ah. You saw what we were up to normally.
Now you're just bragging.
Well, I think
was-
Utsu has a point. Because I've heard stories about these humans who live their lives very shortly, and they want to celebrate the littlest thing they accomplish. And considering we have a wise older dwarf in our center, he knows something about accomplishments, I think.
I don't think he's necessarily that wise.
I'm as
I
wise
think
as you
he
are.
is.
I think
I
he
don't
is
know.
hiding something from us.
How do you mean?
Why would Utsu be hiding something from us?
Short beard, dressed like that always, try to stay in... Where are you actually from, Utsul?
You know the city. That's a good question. Let me grab. I don't know the name off the top of my head.
You mean Coppermoon?
Yeah, I think I just called it the city in my because I didn't know what else kind of cities were there.
Coppermoon has specific districts, having the outside, the large shanty towns basically in front of its massive gate. That is just known
Oh, yeah,
as the
no,
outside.
Yeah, no, I called it Coppermunda after. I'm from Coppermunda.
What part?
What do
Like,
you
were
mean, what
you
part?
rich or were you poor? Were you a bit
Well-
of both?
I was in a mentorship of a smith. That's it. So relatively well off. Not very poor. Not very rich.
Was it a guild or was it just a standalone smith?
Just a standalone smith.
Well,
I
then
mean,
you
I had
probably
to go
weren't
to-
that well off.
Well, I had to go to him. My parents wanted me to have a good job. I didn't really want to be a smith.
Well, they were right. Being a smith is a great job.
I disagree, but we can agree to disagree.
What do you mean disagree?
I mean, it
His
seemed
armor
like
has been helping
he
me a
seemed
lot.
like he wasn't having the best time. Very angry often, but it was probably because I well, I shouldn't tell that.
Well,
Well, can you? Why are you traveling, if I may ask?
I need to find. Well, it's not my mentor as a Smith mentor, but I went on an expedition with another archaeologist. Who I was under teaching. Well, who was teaching me, and another one who was teaching me and another student. And he disappeared after going on a mission with his other student. So I want to find him, see what's up, because the other one came back.
so where does the fighting come in with your fist?
That's something I did on the side. You have to
Oh,
get
I
money,
don't
right?
think that's something you're really good at, apart from the other things you just mentioned.
I mean, I had to get by somehow, right?
So did you like beat people up for other people?
Fighting ring.
No. You were from that part.
Well, not at first. I sort of fell into that crowd after a while. Not by a choice.
So
not
for a
by-
pit fighter, why don't you like attention? Because I feel like that is isn't that a bit of an attention thing to do?
I did it mostly for the money, not really for the attention.
And why do you keep your beard so short then?
I've been asking that a lot.
Well, first of all, it's in hotter climates. It's less hot, less sweaty. Also, if you're fighting people close up, people can grab your beard.
Yes, I've never seen it because the only person I know with a beard is George, and I've
Oh,
never
like
seen
this,
him
I grabbed George's
really
beard.
up close for a long time.
I just grabbed George's beard and try to pull him towards me.
And when he has grabbed my beard, I can hit him with the hammer real easily.
Oh god.
That's
No,
his fa-
guys.
I guess like actually want to like roll for this shit or
No,
No,
Okay.
I do grab his beard like this and just show it.
not the beard.
And
you're gonna need
let
to
him-
do better than that.
Anyway, if you want to fight up close and personal, you don't want to be and be at a distance where people can grab your beard. You don't want your beard to be that long, because it's quite annoying to have someone grab your beard and try to stomp your face in.
That's why you have a big shield to protect your beard.
You can't have a shield in a fighting ring. Or at least not where I was.
Well, you're not in a fighting anymore, are you?
Yeah, but
Isn't that a
That's
thing
fine.
of the past now?
I mean, I did enjoy it.
The
It was fun.
fighting or the money?
No, the fighting. It was fun.
I mean, if you enjoy money, then you must love what's happening now.
How do you mean?
We made a lot of money.
Oh, that. I mean, I enjoy being able to live, not having to steal.
Live.
Or,
Yeah, that's. I mean, live. If we get
I
to
mean-
the city, we're gonna live.
I don't wanna run around stealing things from people, which I used to have to do. So Evan
That
having some
explains the
kind,
beard.
having some. What do you mean that explains the beard?
Beard has to do with honor.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of honor.
I'd say you have it now. I think you've
It's just-
earned it.
I think
You
it's
should
just
grow the
more-
beard.
Does it stand for honor though? Does it stand for ego?
I mean,
Because-
those two
because
things don't
yours-
necessarily.
They're not necessarily mutually exclusive. So
Yeah. Both. People with higher honor often think a lot of themselves.
That explains why George's beard is so big.
You should think a lot of yourself.
I
You're the
mean,
most important person in your life, after all.
Well, excuse me, you're not, and
I was
Like
referring in
this is
general,
Andy.
but okay.
fair enough. It is true. I will think about it, okay?
I'm sure you would look great with a bigger beard, you know? A dwarf of your age should have had twice the size of my beard.
Should have. That's a good point. I usually,
Elkian, who is standing
do they-
at some distance, kind of goes, I hope you all are ready to leave soon. I'm not paying us all to sit around, although yesterday was nice.
Sure.
that's okay.
As you all, most of you get up and ready to leave, Artis once again comes up to you and he goes, you're all off to Illinois, I assume?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right.
Well, I once again want to thank you all. Big Five. We're going to wait here a couple days longer to see who else is going to be arriving. But after that, we'll be making our trek eastward as well. I hope our paths will cross again in the future, but if not, thank you for everything.
don't mention it. Just try to stay safe. Don't have another orc attack.
You're
We'll
very
try.
welcome, and
Yeah.
be safe, please.
Don't go to that outpost. Don't be stupid.
No, we're not planning on going back there anytime soon. We'll see what we can do about reinforcements first.
That's smart.
Yep.
May we meet again.
May we meet again.
Under better circumstances, but yes.
You all, Elkian go and gets his horse, where he rides on. You all have a week of travel ahead of you. Is there anything specific in this week that you wish to accomplish? Or you've did a day, so you got 6 days of travels left. You, like, most of your day's going to be traveling. You have a couple of hours at night, then you go to bed, and then you continue. If there's any roadside activity that you wish to do, if you want to practice something, it's up to you. Make something.
I want to make sure that I perfectionize my songs and my my refrains and stuff, and I keep training my voice to be sure that I can sing when I'm getting to Illinois.
That is as much a Bree thing as it is a Sky thing to do.
Yep. Yep.
But if there's nothing specific, is it, can't be huge.
Well, George would eventually want to try and talk to it a bit more privately, but that's
that
somewhere.
is totally possible.
Yeah, no, okay. That's
So-
fine. I don't know what I wanted to do anyway, so.
In a later evening, after you guys have set up camp, Utsil's setting up his tent a couple steps away from the rest of the camp while most of you are rolling on your bedrolls. George comes walking up. You guys have a bit of privacy.
Come on, get in the tent. I need to show you something.
Cool,
Kinky.
you scared me.
Conversations that start like that are also...
What?
I just look around and then just open the tent. Just
You see Zira sitting not too far away.
right. Okay, I will go into the tent. What's up?
George just sort of sits down, puts his leg like, and will punk.
You're not gonna do that through the night again, are you? It's way too close to my head.
Do you want me to?
I'll get tinnitus.
Well, that's not what I wanted to show.
I figured.
So I've been
So-
thinking about this a lot, and I hate the idea, and it's a bit cheesy, you know? And as George
Cheesy.
just puts these pauldrons, like, one by one, he puts them out.
I just
As-
look at them.
Mm-hmm.
There's one with a lion, one with a leopard, one with a rhino, one with an elephant, and one with a buffalo, and they all look pretty bad. They're like drunkenly made, and they're just
Mhm.
almost like a child draw them. So it's difficult to see.
The animals
Um,
are barely recognizable.
And there's like
So-
this 5 in a little raised part on each one of them.
I mean,
They need straps still, so they don't really function now.
what do you want to do with these?
I don't know, I was drunk.
Yeah, it looks like you were drunk.
Nope. But it's a
These
concept,
animals-
let's just...
These animals don't look nothing alike.
I
think-
mean... What do you think that is?
A zebra?
What? Why a
don't-
zebra? Like, there
don't
could have
know.
been a horse, you could have said donkey, but you say a zebra, why? There's
don't
no,
know.
there's no stripes on it. What do you mean zebra?
It looks like striped. Oh wait, no, those are stains. What did you do with these?
I hid them from everyone.
Explain. Doesn't explain. Well, no, never mind. I don't. I mean, as you want us all to wear these?
Well, that was the idea. Not sure if these are the ones I want everyone to wear.
Yeah, no, I wanted to say because I don't think anyone would wear these. No offense. Probably.
I mean, that's a
probably
bit
don't,
rude.
Probably don't try to do this while you're drunk.
But if they were executed well, right? If I were to actually try my best, you know,
mean-
could this be an idea? You know,
I feel some kind of logo wouldn't be bad.
you could go under you know, a different name.
I mean, I suppose.
You don't
Wait,
like to
what?
be called your name because I don't know why.
No, I don't. I don't mind when you guys call me by my name.
But I mean, as
I
a
just wanna stay-
the
I
group,
just want to stay a little low profile.
I think the rhinoceros fits you. You know.
Why do you think I'm fat?
I mean, do I really have to explain?
I think you should take the rhinoceros.
No, I'm the elephant
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah.
because I'm wise.
Wasn't gonna say that.
But what are you gonna say?
Well, you've got big armor. You're a big lad.
Oh, I was thinking you was gonna say I have a big nose and ears.
Do you?
I mean, the nose is pretty big. But
No, I haven't noticed. But
you don't see ears.
I mean, I hadn't noticed, but now you say, yeah, that makes more. That also makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I'm wise, okay? That's what I'm trying to say with it.
I mean,
Who do you think the others are?
what were these again?
Well,
The animals. The rhinoceros. I mean, fine. I'll be a rhinoceros.
I mean, I have a lion, a buffalo, and a leopard.
Wait, why am I not the lion?
You're not a lion.
Why
You're not Liederud, so don't pretend like you are.
I mean, I have led you through the entire jungle.
Yeah, well, you stormed through it like a rhinoceros, getting us killed multiple times almost.
No, that was all of our. That was bad luck. That's just the
Oh, that
jungle.
was bad luck. Yeah.
I mean, if it weren't for me, we would still be stuck in the jungle. Anyway, I don't know who the lion would be. What were the other two?
It's a leopard and a buffalo. I was thinking Zera be the buffalo because she's stubborn and
Oh, that
not
makes
really the smartest. Or maybe she's smart, but she doesn't use her brain quite right.
a bit naive, I'd say.
Ignorant.
Works as well.
Alright, well,
Ignorant, naive. Buffalo and the other Leo, something.
well, look, I'll think about it. Now that you
I
know
mean-
it,
I like the idea.
I'll work
I
on it.
just-
You can keep this one.
Oh,
And he just
sure.
sort of gets out of the tent.
I'll just put it in the bag for now.
Sure.
Yeah. And
Um,
at some point,
mhm.
George would, whilst walking when everyone is away, also strike a conversation about it. But that's later on.
Alright. Amongst these days of travel, after which you will arrive in Illinois, was there anything else that anybody wishes to do? Angie.
I turn to George and Utsil and go, about the beard, right? Does the female dwarfs also have beards? Do they also grow them
The older ones sometimes do have beards, yes.
like as tall as yours, or
Sometimes taller if they're really,
If they're given
but
up,
how do you like how do you see it's a woman then? If they all
Well,
have long beards.
it's, easy.
it's quite noticeable. I
Their
don't know.
beards are more smooth, they usually braid them a little more fancily. They intertwine them with their hair nicely. And they're usually grey because they're old.
Well, yeah, if they have beards, otherwise they don't.
The eyes as well, is an easy giveaway.
Yeah.
They're a little more slim at the waist, but depends on the person, you could say.
I'd say the eyes, probably.
Yeah, that's the best giveaway.
Mhm.
I think it's pretty obvious, but I don't think
Yeah.
you probably could see that. No, I
So
mean,
George, did your mother have a beard?
no, she could have one now. I've seen her in a bit.
Interesting.
Family does matter a lot, doesn't it?
If you say so.
I think
Well, it
family
does
matters.
to me. I have a family with, I think, 18 members at least.
I wish I could have that much.
Lucas would know that because I emailed all the names to him.
I do.
Do you just have a lot of brothers and sisters, or is it?
No, also cousins and uncles and
18.
married uncles and married aunties.
Including yourself, it's 19.
19, that's what I said. 18 family members.
I don't understand.
I only
the
have
point.
worked out. How many do I have? I only think I haven't worked out as much.
Including
I think.
yourself, it's 10.
Ah,
No,
okay.
sorry. 9.
Okay.
Who's spearheading the? Who's walking in front most of the time?
I think I probably.
Utsil, I would like for you to roll a perception check.
Let's see how.
So you
I
guys are
do.
now you've completely left behind the jungleless environment of the west of Dorelia and have now headed into the eastern part, which is here and there you see a regular forest. Mostly you're making your ways over grassy hills. What'd you get, Utsil?
17.
17. Something not too far ahead of you comes slowly creeping over the hill in front of you as walking over the same road as you. It is approaching you on the other hand. At
something?
first, you think that's a bit tall, and the first thing you think is, "Fuck, that's an ogre," and because it kind of lumbers its way past.
No.
After that, you get a little confused after more and more of it becomes showing. It's something darker. It's not as light of skin as the ogre was that you saw before. You're not sure what it is before eventually it completely comes over the top, and what you saw was not an ogre or other such large creature, but you see a massive amount of packed goods strapped to each other as it's slowly coming over the hill. And at first you're thinking maybe it's a very, very comedically overly strapped cart.
Mm-hmm.
But once the final piece of this figure comes walking over the edge, you see a rather bulky dwarf carrying a backpack that is about 3 times its size in any capacity on its back. He's slightly leaning forward. He is kind of walking, grabbing one side as he's carrying everything. He's got a pipe in his other mouth, and he's just lumbering forward. The whole thing like shifts to the left and right, and every time he takes a step, you're afraid that he might fall over. The moment he comes a little closer, you see in his rather large woven beard many small silver thunderbolts woven in the beard itself. He's wearing a set of half-plate armor. It looks like it looks comically large and insane. He sees most of you approach, and the moment he does, he kind of takes out the pipe and kind of waves with his other hand, waiting any type of response.
I'll wave back.
Yeah, you wave back. He kind of comes close. He puts the pipe back in his mouth. He goes, "Good afternoon. I was wondering, don't mistake me wrong, but you look all like the traveling type. And I myself am a procurer of interesting goods for those who travel these roads. If you have a moment, may I show my wares to you to see if you're interested in any of them?"
How large is the tower
The backpack is about 7 feet above Elkian's head, who is...
It's 4 feet taller than I am.
Here.
I mean,
Holy fuck.
I take a look, but
Here, I'll show relatively, because I haven't painted the miniature yet. Comparatively to a dwarf, he is that big.
Oh my god.
And there's a small wooden structure made on that he's wearing as a backpack that everything else is rested upon. Everything's bound with ropes, and he kind of plops the heavy backpack down. There's like a slight quake in the earth. He goes, "My name is Thorben Thunderbolt, and I travel anywhere from the western side of Duralia to the south of Genova, trying to find travelers like yourselves to see if I could ease your travels in many ways. I myself have been many years ago the adventuring type, and I think that what I procure might be the most interesting thing that most of you have come across than ever."
I just wonder, how
Yes.
are you gonna close the goods without the tower collapsing?
Well, that is a bit of work sometimes, but here. And he kind of walks to the back of the whole thing. And he opens up a single backpack. He kind of steps in it. He disappears completely. And a moment later, he comes walking out, and he steps out again. Most of the inside, it has like I have a ladder in there that actually allows me to grab any bag from up there to get to. And he kind of like shows the inside as well. It is not any type of extra dimensional space or anything, but it is all these backpacks are arranged in a cylinder around a ladder that goes up, which allows him to climb up and grab any bag from
It's kind of like a
above
tunnel.
and bring it down. Yes, that goes up
That's
into this
really cool.
mound of stuff.
Pretty smart. Yeah.
He kind of goes back. Of course, if there is any, like, usual, I have ropes, I have bedrolls, I have tents, I have anything that you could possibly be interested in if you are traveling these roads. But some of the most interesting things that I'm actually carrying are just very slightly enchanted magical goods, which I think I want to present to most of you.
Well, show us what you got.
Angie, should we get a tent for ourselves?
That would be a nice thing, actually.
Okay, let's see if, for how many we can get it.
A tent?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check.
Not sure if that's in the player's handbook.
A 2-person tent costs 2 gold pieces.
Oh,
Sure.
Not that
Let's
expensive.
go.
I buy it. I buy it.
we both put in 1 gold piece, I think, right?
Yeah, sure.
Both of you
Because
put in-
it's such a big of an investment.
Both of you put in 1 gold piece, and you get a nicely rolled up tent. And he goes, "Here, it is a bit of my own design on it, of course, but so you never forget." And you see that most of the tarp that it's made out of has very nice. It's a landscape design with stormy clouds and thunder, lightning bolts kind of reaching to the ground. It is a very beautiful display woven into the thing itself.
Also one of a kind. I like that.
I've actually got. No, it is exactly, yeah, it's one of the kind. I have no others. I ran out.
Well, that's a shame because I maybe wanted to buy one too.
Well, I have. If you're really willing, I can see if I've got one like all the way in the top.
Sure.
He kind of like climbs back into the backpack, and you see the whole thing kind of shift as he climbs up. There's one bag that kind of just disappears from the top. He brings it down. He goes, "Luckily, I had another one. If you're
No, it's
willing,
not one
it
of a
looks
kind
beautiful."
anymore.
Is it the same?
It's the same.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'll get it.
Okay, so you also spend 2
But-
gold to get your own tent.
Now we have twin tents. Yay.
I mean, that's my tent. That's for me and me alone.
Yeah, okay, but it's twinning tents. Twinning is winning.
If
What?
your sis- What,
So
what else do we have?
basically, he has any adventuring gear that you would wish
Twinning.
to procure.
Twinning.
That is not of a medium or large size. Like, he doesn't have a cart, for example, but any non-magical item you wish to have, he probably has it. So if there's anything you wish to have, you see strapped to the outside there are pans and pieces of armor and other types of utensils, shields, swords, daggers. They're all just
I want the
they're all
shield.
just there. Okay.
I want paper. Does he have paper, ink, and a feather?
I certainly have all that stuff. You want a shield? It's all again a little bit styled for the Thunderbolt experience, of course. But here, let me get to one of these, and he kind of climbs up to one of the shields. He kind of like wiggles it out of the rope, and the moment he takes it out, there's like a sound effect. Before he climbs down again, quite skillfully, but the whole like mound of rucksack just keeps moving. Before it comes back to the floor, he's got this little thing, and he turns it around, and it's a circular shield. With 4 thunderbolts reaching in every direction, almost like a compass. Make a religion check.
Okay.
You have a compass?
Religion.
I've got one, certainly, if you're looking for it. By the way, there is a compass in your navigation tools that Zira made for you.
Ah, never
Like,
mind.
you have
So
a
that
compass.
one will
18.
disappear.
Do you have leatherworkers tools?
1 second. 18 for your religion. You notice that the symbol painted on the shield is not too dissimilar from the symbol of the Stormlord, which is one of the prime deities in the continent. It's not completely its logo on there, but it has elements, which isn't too weird considering this individual. But he goes, if you want to have this shield, I'm pretty sure it is no more than 10 gold pieces, and it's yours. Should be fitting
That's
for your
okay,
small stature.
Yep.
Right. For 10 gold pieces, you now have a Thorbin Thunderbolt shield.
Yay. I put it down.
Right.
I have a shield. Yay. +2 to my AC.
Do you have some leatherworkers tools, perhaps, and maybe you have strips of leather?
Of course, I got sheets of different types of leather. I got pig's leather. I've got cow's leather. I've got horse's leather. Don't tell everybody, not everybody think that's the same thing.
Horse's leather.
Some people prefer it over cow's leather, although it's a little bit more expensive.
Okay.
Well, the leatherworkers tool I definitely want.
Alright. Leatherworkers tools. costs you 5 gold pieces.
Yep. And that cow's hide, you know, the leather. It's already workable, right?
Of course, most of it is tanned and it's ready to go for any type of build that you're planning on doing.
Yeah, I'll buy a healthy strip of that.
Okay. So for the purposes of this, the amount of stuff that you're buying, how many gold's worth of leather do you want to buy? For example, if you wish to make leather armor, it costs you at least what the leather armor is worth. So leather armor, you need 10 gold pieces for the leather.
Well, it's not for leather armor.
I assume so, but it's a
So
reference for how much you need.
For the straps, like 10 goldish of worth of leather.
Oh, for the leather workers inside of a suit of armor?
I mean, generally, yes.
Imagining also the inside of the helmet has to be laden with leather. About 10 gold pieces worth is enough to like pad the entirety of the inside.
I'd buy 30 gold worth of it.
Right, 30 gold's worth of leather. He kind of climbs up, grabs what looks to be a rolled up bedroll, but it's just a roll of leather. He hands that to you.
Yep.
30 gold pieces worth of leather.
That's a good chunk of leather.
Angie, you wanted to buy paper and ink.
Yeah, and writing supplies and a book, a notebook.
A notebook. Let's see. So an ink pen to be able to write with simply costs 2 copper pieces. But the ink itself costs 10 gold. And you want to have an empty book, right?
Yes.
I would say all that together with an empty book costs you. I'd say all of that with an empty book costs you 25 gold pieces.
25. Okay.
And he goes here. This is yours, and of course, all of it has the thunder like lightning's designs on them, of course, except for the unworked strip of leather. Is there any other non-magical wares that you might be interested in?
Does he also sell weapons?
No.
He sells. I have very much different types of weapons. I've got swords, I've got daggers, I've got hammers, I've got axes.
You also have bows?
I could take a look. Yeah, probably. Probably not anything fancy, but it's something.
Yeah,
Kinda
that's
goes,
okay.
He goes and takes a look, and he goes, "What kind of bow are you exactly looking for?
Maybe a crossbow or a short bow?
Heavy or light?"
Light?
A moment passes before he comes back, and I've got a light crossbow over here, and I've got a short bow here. Both should probably fit for somebody as small as you. Depending on which one you want to wield. It's up to you.
Well, I take the light crossbow then.
Okay. Are you proficient with a light crossbow?
Yeah, it's a simple weapon, and I'm proficient with simple weapons.
Alright, in that case, you can write up a small light crossbow. A light
How
crossbow.
many does it cost me?
Yeah. 1 second. A light crossbow is a little bit more expensive than the short bow because it has a little bit more intricate design, but it deals a bit more damage. A light crossbow costs you 25 gold pieces. Oh, a short bow also as well. So a light crossbow is 25 gold pieces, and a short bow is also 25 gold pieces.
Yeah, still want to go for the bit more damage.
Right. So you can write up a small crossbow for 25 gold.
Okay.
And crossbow bolts.
Yeah, I want to also want to buy crossbow bolts. Do you also have those?
Of course. How many of those would you want to have?
Say 60 or something.
60? Okay, well.
I think that will be enough for a while.
Shield 2 is a bit lousy. Could have made you one.
Culture code,
Um,
George.
let's see. Arrows. I
Shut
assume
up,
that's for
George,
Jen.
because
So
you're making your own armor.
60 gold pieces or 60 arrows cost 6 gold pieces.
Okay.
You have 60.
Can make those as well.
What
Stop
counts you make?
talking.
Just saying, just reminding you have a
Yeah, but I
walking
don't want
smith
to be
with you.
dependent on you. I'm an independent woman. Come on. And what else do I have to spend my gold on?
He plops down a rather large backpack from inside the massive backpack, and he begins displaying some stuff. He goes, "If that's all non-magical things you're interested in, here I have different types of potions that people want to have. Most commonly,
Healing
of course, the ones that I
potions?
use myself. I've got healing potions. I've got potions of mana. I've got a couple of funny ones. I've got for those who practice magic, which some of you might. I've got some spell scrolls you might be interested in. I have a bunch of other small things, and of course I've got." And he grabs from the side of the backpack a decently sized cooking pot, which has some vaguely runes carved into throw all around. Basically, he's got some potions, healing potions of every level. He's got mana potions, actually also of every level, up to the 5th level ones. He's got a potion of He's got a couple potions of vitality, which are healing potions that give you HP back over a longer period of time, giving 1d4 plus 10 for 1d4 plus 2 for every 10 minutes that pass in the next hour. He's got some potions of lightning breath, which is similar to fire breath but with lightning. He's got a spell scroll for Thunder Step and Thunder Wave. And he's got a bunch of different types of consumables, except for the pot, which is an actual magical item, which can give temporary hit points if people eat at least 20 gold's worth of food out of it. Here, I'll send a screenshot of all of the items he has, which might be interesting for you, as well as its prices and the amounts that he has. There we go. And of course, we're gonna have to see if Zero wants to buy any of this after before the next session happens. But that's something I'll do.
I was just
There you go.
thinking that because she would go crazy if she saw
Mhm.
all of this.
That's his magical inventory.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Is it-
so our
no?
stream just went fucking dead for a while. But you guys encountered Thorbin Thunderbolt, which is a traveling dwarf with a massive backpack that sells traveling goods and some magical goods to those who travel the roads of Dorelia, Mornadale, and Genova, and Coppermoon actually. And most of you have gotten a bit of wrote down a little bit of a list. George, you want to buy one lesser mana potion?
Yep.
Very well. A lesser mana potion simply costs you 20 gold pieces, and that's for a first level. That's for first level spells.
20?
Yeah, it costs you 20.
It says 50.
Then I might have looked at the wrong one. Oh, I looked at healing potions. You're right. Lesser mana potions is indeed 50. I was looking at lesser healing potion. Alright. Let's see. Utsul, you want to buy the hot pot and 2 restoration bandages?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
For a total of 1500 gold, you said? Let's see. Restoration bandages.
Should be correct.
Restoration bandages. Alright. For
that-
150, and you want to buy 2 of those, I assume, then.
Yeah, so that's 300 plus 1200.
Mm-hmm. So that's 1500 spent by you. Okay. Let's see. Next. Angie, you wanted to buy 2 superior healing potions, 1 greater healing potion, and 1 lesser healing potion, and 1 potion of lightning breath, I assume.
Yes.
It just says potion, so I assumed that you meant one.
No, healing potion of lightning breath. Oh, yeah,
That's not
no.
a thing.
No,
Healing
one
potion of lightning.
lesser healing potion of lightning breath. That's what
Alright,
it's.
so
says
let's
in here.
see. 1 second. Let's see, 2 superior healing potions. Superior healing potions, that's 500 each, so that's 1,000.
Mhm.
Plus 1 greater healing potion, which is 200.
One lesser.
1 lesser, which is 20.
And
1 potion of lightning
healing.
breath.
Yeah.
Okay, potion of lightning breath costs you 120. So, one of those, let's see, 1 greater, and you want to buy, he has 2 superior healing potions, so you want to buy both of them. Alright. It comes to a total of 1,340 gold for you.
1,340.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, last but not least, Bree, you wanted to buy 1 second level mana potion
Mm-hmm.
and 1 potion of vitality.
Yep.
Okay, potion of vitality costs 300. And a regular mana potion for second level spell costs you 100, so that's 400 total for you.
Yep.
Brings those to 3, and those to 1.
Can I just add 1 healing potion to that? So make it 450.
A regular healing potion? Sure.
Yep.
Let's see, healing potions.
Okay.
Yeah. The healing nuggets, by the way, are also they're basically healing potions that you don't have to roll for, and you can give them as a bonus action instead of as an action. But okay, is that all?
How much are they?
Depending on which one you want, they have the same levels as healing potions. They're in overall they're a little cheaper because you're probably there's a chance you get less out of them, but there's also not a chance that you're gonna roll very badly because it's just a set amount.
Yeah, just add 2 lesser health nuggets. Health nuggets.
2 health nuggets, so they're both 15, so that costs you 30 gold.
Yep.
Alright. After all this is bought, he kind of like folds everything in again. He puts them all back in the backpacks before climbing back up in the bag and just stuffing it somewhere. He then comes walking out and he goes, "Well, it's been pleasure doing business with y'all.
Likewise.
For formal introductions, my name is Unravel Thunderbolt, but I don't think I've gotten all of your names."
That's right.
George Whalen Jr. at your service. I'm from the Soul Forge. You may know that.
I've been there many years ago. Not in recent years, but it's cool to find anybody that still goes there regularly. George, I'll keep the name in mind.
You should ask around if you get there.
I'll certainly try. I kind of just wander most places. Sometimes people call me to certain places because they're in high need. That should actually... And he kind of turns around and he goes through one of the pockets of his bag and he rips out something. He goes, "Right. It's good doing business with most of you. So here is, if you're interested," and he kind of hands you a small, dark, almost burnt-looking twig that has glowing thunderbolt carvings in it. He goes, "If you grab this and you break it and then you throw it somewhere, as long as you're outdoors, so you're not underground or inside somewhere, Give me a couple of minutes, but I might have the chance to just appear there if you're in high need of buying something. There's a couple of people that sometimes really need something quickly, and then they just do that, and then I get there, and then we can perform business.
Couldn't that like technically take you away from us right now?
No, because I can voluntarily. I'm not going anywhere if I'm doing business. So that's why I say it might take a couple of minutes if I'm busy with something. If I'm on the shitter, it can take like up to half an hour. But every now and then that might happen.
Okay.
That's fine.
Thanks.
It's more
for
of a
the
warning
try.
that if you're interested, that I can be there. Don't do it
Okay.
while you're fighting somebody. I do not appreciate that most of the time.
Has that ever happened to you?
Once, it ended poorly for both those who started fighting me and for those I fought.
Noted. I'll will not do that.
So what if we are fighting and we do like
Well, normally it takes me a couple of minutes before I show up. So if the fighting hasn't ended by then, depends on the situation. I advise not, and I really ask, do not do that. I am far past my adventuring days, so
what if I jump off a cliff and then do it?
you probably die before I get there.
Don't,
Well,
don't
I
do that.
mean, I'm just saying hypothetically, isn't this like a bit dangerous for you?
It could be. I don't mind. Don't worry. It's most of the time I can get myself out of situations. I have a bit of experience.
George, the man can travel to wherever he's called. I think he can handle himself.
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's been going as good for you as it has been, so...
For now, it has. But good to meet you, George, and other small people.
Also,
Uh-huh.
Also.
Brianna.
Brianna. There's
Yep,
a lot of
I'm
names. Angie.
Yeah, that's a lot of things.
And there's like Zero screaming at and Zero. I'll try remembering you most. But if you ever need me and just if you don't want to summon me in any type of dangerous situation, you can just ask around. And most of the time I walk anywhere from South Genova to Eastern Dorelia. So if you keep traveling this road, there's a good chance we'll run into each other again.
Okay.
Okay.
Again,
Thank you very much.
walks back. Thank you all for the patronage. And he kind of sits down slightly to get his backpack on, and he just then stands up. The whole backpack just raises. He's good day to most of you. And he kind of starts walking again.
Good day.
What was his name again? I forgot.
Thorvin Thunderbolt. Wrote it down.
By the way,
And
I
also,
am
that we
offended.
could ask him.
Why?
You bought a shield from him?
Yeah, because I need you to fix my leather armor.
I could have made you a bloody shield
Yeah?
of your
Yeah.
design.
Did I hurt your ego?
Yes, you did.
Did
hurt
I
my
step
ego.
on it? Did I make it hurt?
What's that supposed to mean?
No, that was Sky talking. Bree won't talk like that. So, yeah. But it's a nice design, and I'd like to bring something home for my adventures.
I mean, aren't you quite busy with your what were you making again?
Full set of armor?
Oh yes, that.
I'll be doing that at the city. I'm not doing that now. I'm not gonna
But
carry
you
that
can make
shit
a
around.
shield now.
I can do it in an hour.
Well, can't you change your shields? If she
Why would
wants
I
it
change
to.
my
that's-
shield.
I mean, her shield, not yours.
No, you've bought it now. Now it's yours. I'm not gonna change shit.
I mean,
I'll-
it was a hyper. Never mind.
No, I heard him now, so he's not gonna do anything for me again, I think.
No, you can forget my services because they're not good
Yes.
enough, apparently.
See? George, you know I like you.
Maybe if you ask nicely, I'll do it, but not now.
Please, George. In the city. Not now.
You've got your shield already.
I don't want you to fix my shield. I want you to fix my studded leather armor. That I
That's-
found.
I could try, but that's leather.
Yeah?
It's a little different.
I mean, I've learned leatherworking, but just the straps and stuff. Never really made leather armor.
You only need to fix it. You don't have to make it from nothing.
Is it just like a tear?
Is it, Lucas? Or not?
Oh.
How
Your no,
badly?
your leather armor needs some serious fixing by a skilled leather worker. The fact that you have so much of the armor already makes it that it's only half the price, so it doesn't have to be made from scratch. But it is, like, amending is not going to fix this. A small little tear is not going to be enough to fix it. It's going to need, like, a bit of work.
I mean, George is proficient at leather work.
If you are proficient at leatherworking and you have the tools, you could, over a period of time, fix it, yeah.
I'll provide the tools. If you
I
want
have
to
the
fix
tools.
it.
I just bought them.
Do you have them already?
He just bought
I
them
okay.
from Thorbin.
Sorry, I was just too busy writing my own stuff down.
Yeah, you're too busy buying a shield.
Stop saying this.
I'm not
because
gonna stop
otherwise I
saying
won't
this
let
for
you
the next
fix
24
my
hours.
Oh,
We should continue on with
Angie!
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I cannot help you with this. No.
Stop your petty squabbling.
It's not petty.
That's a little bit.
Maybe.
You all continue your travels.
Oh, yeah. You could have asked.
Having now met Thorbin Thunderbolt and having a twig that could possibly summon him to a location of your choosing.
Yep.
You guys continue for another couple of days.
Can we just summon him, ask for a new twig?
You could do that. But you could also you can try. You can certainly try.
In the night, this twig, Thorn, I'm lonely.
You can certainly try.
What them hands do.
Yes.
Shall I buy another shield?
As
Anyway.
George does nag Bree about the shield for the next day. You guys continue a couple of days of travel. The day before you would arrive to Illinois, whilst walking the road, you guys hear a voice coming from out of the woods that goes, "My apologies, but I have to ask you all something."
Who said that? Zera, was that you?
Sierra
No,
goes,
that
"That was
wasn't
not
Sierra."
me." And there's a stepping out of the forest that the road is going through is a person of very short stature, a little shorter than Bree, who goes,
So more stature for us.
little small. She is a little hunched, seems to be female figure, and a hood is currently partially obscuring the face. She goes, "I must ask, it's been a couple of days and I am incredibly hungry. I don't have much to offer, but I read fortunes, if anybody. For a little bit of food."
I give her some food, some rations.
How much do you give her?
How much are we spending? Rations.
Like, I don't know, how much do I never use it, so... How much do you get?
You get 10 at the beginning of an adventure.
I give her 5.
She
That's a
takes
lot.
them all gladly. She's like, "Oh, that's more than I was expecting." And she kind of like she pulls back the hood at this point, revealing a smaller female figure of greenish skin, jagged teeth, and long green ears. And they kind of just flop
Oh, it's
out
a
from
goblin.
the from the hood, and it is indeed a goblin. Few strands of gray hair coming out of the top of the head. And as she grabs the ration, she goes, "Thank you so much, dear." And she puts them in the,
With
in the
pleasure.
bag. She goes,
I feel like
Where do
we
you
should
come
go
from?
on.
"I came from just over there. I have a
Well,
small
go
hut
back
set up."
from. Go
Oh.
back.
Okay.
You've
She
got
kind
your
of-
food.
She then kind
That
of
is not
with a-
very nice,
with a
George.
bent head, she kind of like scatters back into the
I
forest.
stop her.
And
If you're mad at
Why
if you're
do
mad
I
at me, you shouldn't take it out on her.
Why
She
do we-
disappears
I-
back into the forest.
No, I stop her before she goes.
George,
It's a
I
goblin.
stop.
They
I
eat
try
your
to
food.
stop her.
We gave her some food. Let's continue on.
She gave me creep.
I walk after her because I tried to stop her.
That's you. That's all of you.
I
I'm
stopped
not gonna
Angie
follow
from
you.
following her.
I've read enough books to know where this is going. I'm not gonna follow you. Screw that.
George, that's just stories, you know that, right?
They're not just stories. They're people thought of them for a reason, because it happens.
So Angie, you try to leave
Just
with
say
Bree,
what
you
the fuck.
stop her.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, Angie, not now.
But this was mean. We at least can say sorry to her.
That's true, but she already has your food, so
You
Elkian
gave
sitting
her-
atop of the horse
What the-
goes, I would advise not mingling too much with such creatures. If any of them were running into the wrong type of people, she might have just been killed. I guess her day went off lucky now.
Well, fine.
and
She-
you're a wonderful person because you want to help people, but sometimes you have to back off a bit because
But-
you're too
but-
kind.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
but
end up in the
she
cooking
also-
pot. Think about that.
We already helped her. You gave her food. I mean,
Yeah, you
didn't
were
mean-
about to become her food if you walked with her.
get George.
Oh,
true.
this dwarf is getting on
What
my
do you
nerves.
mean? Do you mean this dwarf? It's not all fun and games. Goblins are not fun.
But they can be kind.
Just a food bottle,
Well, I've
just
never
a
met a
food
kind
bottle.
goblin.
Well, I'm gonna.
I've actually never met a goblin before.
No, you
No,
can
I
write
figured-
that out of your bucket list as well. But you could also have done to be friends with her, and that's something you didn't do.
I mean, I don't see why you want to be friends with the people that randomly wander in the woods. But
I mean, at
Didn't-
least you can be friendly.
we
I
gave her food.
was. She got food and I sent
I
her
gave
back
her
to her
food,
house.
not you. I gave
Well,
her food.
I would have given her food, but you gave her like half your rations.
This,
Oh, you
yeah.
wouldn't.
Oh, you
Well,
would.
at least I didn't
what-
kill her, you know, that's something.
I don't want my fortune read, but I would have given her food.
I mean,
Anyway,
Let's continue. Elkian?
I think it's wise if we make our way out of this position as quickly as possible. We are near Eleanor anyway. We might arrive tomorrow morning, so a bit of hurry.
sure.
You will continue.
George will try to walk in the front of the group, and somewhere when the path is a little, you know, when you get the horizon of the city,
Sure.
he will like pretend drop something.
That happens the next morning. You guys kind of
Yeah.
You guys kind of crest a hill. What you see ahead of you is a very, very large forest, and in the center of it, there's like an open clearing where you can see definite buildings built within the forest structure itself. Although there is a difference in how densely the foliage is, how densely the canopy is. So you can see it from a distance.
Oh, look, there's cities. They're beautiful. Oh no, and the pauldrons just fall over the ground.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh no, that was supposed to be a surprise.
I don't get surprised at all.
Yeah.
He's laughing way too hard at this joke.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you just give them to people?
What do you mean? Oh, look at that. These are pauldrons.
George, you're not fooling anyone.
So I've talked to Utsel about this, you know, it was a bit of a concept. But, you know, because we're the big five, who of you, you know, identifies themselves the most with a lion?
Well, have you seen my hair? Or have you seen Angie's hair?
Because it's red? Is that what you're talking about?
You have red manes of fire. It's like a lion.
So you're saying
I'm-
Angie should be the lion?
Yeah, she's lazy as fuck. Lions are also lazy.
Hey!
Well, you make a good point.
No, you're not that lazy, but you're not doing it. You're doing the best you can, but you're not always that active.
In that case, I think the leopard should be for you, Brian.
Oh,
Are
okay.
these the same, by the way, as you showed me?
Yep.
The one of drunken crappy make.
These are the terribly made
I am
ones.
not. Oh, what are we
Yep.
supposed to do with these?
This you can wear on your shoulder.
What is this?
Oh
A
yeah, you gave me
Oh.
one. I forgot.
Well, there's no leather straps on them now, but just keep it with you. I'm gonna make better ones. I know they look shit. You don't have to pretend that they look good.
I wasn't. I said they looked.
I know
shit.
you weren't, but they might felt guilty. But they're looking like shit. I get that.
I mean, it's better if you
But it's
know.
the
right?
ID.
It is good that we
Just
can
be
all be honest about them because they do kind of look like rather poor
Shit.
craftsmanship. And as we can see that the city is right there. If anybody doesn't mind.
I mean, we can do this while walking.
You guys gonna trot along.
But what do you think of the ID? It's a bit cheesy.
Well, it's a fun idea.
Bree likes it. Sky is.
Inside
Oh my
check.
god, for real.
Inside check on what Angie said.
Go ahead and make an insight check. Angie, go ahead and make a deception or persuasion check, depending on which one it is.
Are you like?
Why you always lying?
I mean, arguably, the big five in the real world are not the same big five as in the magical world. There's far bigger creatures out there,
Yeah, otherwise Sarah
mean-
would be a dragon.
or just a big lizard.
Yeah.
It's beasts, okay? We're not talking about monstrous.
Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty sure Utsu would be the purple worm.
Why?
I'm just saying.
Tarrasque.
Of
I'll
course,
give you Tarrasque.
the Tarrasque.
I mean, I don't think the Tarrasque is charming at all.
I think the
so-
most logical logic for Utsu would be a bear. To be fair.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I rolled a 16.
George, would you roll for your insight?
12.
You certainly believe her.
It was a persuasion check.
Oh, she might be lying. Anyways, you guys make your
Okay.
ways into the forests of Dorelia, into the center of the country where Eleanor has been built.
So
You walk
how
up to
long-
it. Most of it is a rather large forest, but there's a bit of a clearing to where you see the city walls. And instead of
So-
towers, like most dwarven or human cities would have, and George and Utsil, you've seen this city before as you travel through this to get to Pomoria. The towers are just massive, strong oak trees that are, and in between them there is just layers and layers of strong woven wood that make up the city walls. The moment you enter, you simply walk over paths that are laid very carefully with some cobblestones, but make way for vegetation all around. Most of the houses have trees and other vegetation built into their architecture. It's not uncommon for houses to have the trees in their corner pieces, or sometimes even a centerpiece, like a tree growing out of a house. Once you walk over the city plaza, you see a very large wooden statue that was carved from it, marking of an elven wizard, Eleanor himself. After which the name has been, or the city has been named. Alkian eventually brings you to a rather well-off part of the city. There were some shanty towns outside where you saw some elves, but a lot of non-elven races. You saw some humans, quite a few dwarves. In the center of the city, especially the rather well-off area that Elkin brings you to, it is nowhere near like the pristine castles and mansions that do exist within the city. But it's like a greater merchants area. He brings you to a home that is built in between two trees. There's a small front yard which holds a bird bath that rests atop a small growing tree. You can see that its bark has been split and it's slowly growing around as almost some sort of crown. You all enter the building. The horse is for a moment tied to a fence post outside of the city. Though there's a lot of trees and foliage within the city itself, it is very much easy to see the sky. It is very widely built, not as densely packed as some of the human cities, especially not as densely built as Coppermunda. You all enter the house. You can see some branches that have grown through the walls. You can see them still there, some still sprouting leaves inside. Most of the floor seems to be out of naturally grown wood. There's some nice furniture around. All of it has a bit of a green tint. There are some illustrious art pieces on the wall, not too dissimilar from what you would expect from somebody with as much wealth as him, but you are not necessarily entering a massive mansion. You're entering a pretty well-off house. As he steps in, he goes, "Well, this is my house. If you ever wish to find me anywhere, it should be here. Here, take a seat. I'll have some tea prepared." And he...
What a wonderful house, Elkian. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It was very
It is
expensive.
bigger.
It could have definitely been bigger, but I think that would have been a bit too obvious. Most of my wares that I keep here, I wish not necessarily to be shown. I don't necessarily want to be a big target for any type of robbers or anything, which do appear more often in this city. He kind of yells, "I am back. I'm looking for some tea for my guests." And you see another elvish man, little younger probably than Elkian, kind of pokes his head around the corner. He goes, "Oh, master, you're back. Of course, one moment." And he kind of like scurries back, a bit surprised that Elkian has walked back into the home.
Master.
Servant, it is a certain level of stature that you wish to procure, although it is not necessarily the most gracious of titles. Anyways, for all of you, I think it is more than fair that you have delivered on your promise, kept me safe, thank you, from even the smallest threat as a goblin in our journeys. And he grabs his satchel. He kind of puts it aside and he grabs a couple of pouches out of that. "As I promised, 50 gold for each day that you transported me." And he kind of sets a small pouch in front of each of you. Because you traveled for a week, you've been paid 50 gold pieces for each day, each person, meaning everybody can add 350 gold to their inventory. At one point,
How many you said?
350.
350.
Yes.
That's great.
350.
TBF. TBF.
I'll never understand city folk.
What kind of culture we get you? It's
I forgot about that.
Whilst Elkian is now slowly leaning back in the large chair that he's sitting in, The young elven man comes bringing tea and he sets it down for the plate and he goes, "Thank you, Ethan. I won't need you for the rest of the day. You can take some time off."
It sounded like I won't eat you for the rest of the day.
You get the elven man kind of bows before exiting the home. So, what are your plans for the future? I am afraid, as I said before, housing here is kind of limited. I think this is where our business arrangement ends, but if anywhere in the future I do require a group of skilled hands, I will certainly reach out to the Big Five.
No problem.
You should.
Personally, I want to leave as soon as possible. I don't like staying for too long in cities, or anywhere actually. I want to be on the road, exploring.
You want to go back to where we just came from, or you're seeking for some other route?
Well, I can ask around here again to see if someone has found who I'm looking for. But well, not necessarily the same road, but head somewhere else.
If you're looking for any type of dwarvish friends of yours, or adjacent, I would suggest the towns outside of the city. Most refugees of Coppermuna that do make their way over here eventually end up there and work for cheap labor for those elves who may afford it.
Well, I don't think. I've been here before, right?
You've been here once before, yes.
Yeah. Did I ask around then?
Because you had more of a clear objective, I would say you haven't really gotten into a deep search for him here.
Yeah. I don't think he'd be there, but I can try.
For those of you, Utsil and George, not necessarily that there is any type of prejudice against you, but some, especially some of the older elves, have some issues with the dwarvish presence within the city for ancient rivalries. Still, you shouldn't find too much of a problem, just expect a negative outlook.
I'll be fine.
Elves can be annoying and with sticks up their butts, but overall can be nice folk. Also, if you hear any other merchants speaking of my particular brand of business, some of them do not agree with the process of searching ancient tombs and such for items and artifacts. Some of them see it as grave robbing or destruction of culture, so there's a chance you might hear negatively about me whilst you reside within the city, and I just want to warn you that most of it is bogus and competitors that fail to stand up to my level of professionalism and success.
It depends how you treat the items, of course.
No, they do have a point.
Yeah. But
We
then
did
they
kind of grave rob.
well,
And I would
want to-
thank you, while he grabs one of the glasses of tea, and I thank you for helping me in said grave robbing, George.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
Wasn't
just
my
call
grave.
it. It's not archaeology, but just call it that. If it makes you sleep better, it does for me.
I possibly
Inform-
have some jobs coming up in the in other parts of the world that is not infested by orcs. Once I do, I will be sure to reach out. But until then, I do certainly hope that if you don't plan on staying in the city, you're not planning on returning to Pomoria anytime soon.
I don't think so.
Depends where the road leads.
Well, hopefully not westward. Anyways, I think that the gold that you have procured in the past couple of days should be more than sufficient to provide you with adequate stay within the city. I would avoid the higher end districts for They are more than willing to scam you out of every coin you have just to give you a room to sleep in. Stay within the decent parts, I would say.
Okay.
Thank you for the information.
Good. Yeah,
course.
and for the advice.
With that, I want to thank you, and at the same time, I'm going to see what I'm going to do with this horse, as well as lock most of this stuff away in a vault, so that I can start looking for the right buyers. So he kind of gets up. Most of you guys grab your gear once again. He leads you to the entrance of his home. He opens up the door and lets all of you just leave before Zero is about to walk out, and he goes, Zero, one moment. I have something. And he kind of starts searching through some of his desks, eventually grabbing out this small bag, and he hands it to her, and he goes, I'm pretty sure you're going to find a good use for that. Just keep it close. And she just goes, okay. Before just stuffing it in the bag of holding, he kind of goes, anyways, thank you all for your business, and good luck to you all. He kind of steps back. He closes the door. You hear a lock closing after that. But now, a week after you've left Camp Pomoria, you have arrived in Illinois. And it is currently about midday, so you have a bit of time left. But that's where we'll be picking up next week. Next week we're going to be doing a mostly downtime session, so you guys prepare some stuff you wish to do whilst you're in the city for about the week following. But between 4 and 7 days it will take for George to smith his armor, which is kind of the time frame you guys planned on staying here. So figure out what you want to do. Let me know ahead of time so I can come up with whatever preparations I need to do for that.
Okay.
But aside from that, thank you guys for coming out to play. Thank you guys for coming out to watch. Hopefully next week everybody is doing better and is more healthy, so they can stay. For example, like Cherry, just they can stay the entirety of the time. But with that, we will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.